We have a little bit of an overcast, but welcome to Mosport International Speedway and Speedway Thunder as we're getting set for the final night, the second last night of racing here, the points races. We have the Invitational coming up as well. I'm Glenn Budd along with Jim Martin, and this is going to be an exciting night. We've got some points battles that are still yet to be determined.
Oh, very much so. There's still some great races to be determined over the next night or so here at Mosport International Speedway, and well, with any luck at all, we'll see how much racing we can get in tonight because, to be totally honest, it is threatening to rain. So we'll have to cross our fingers and toes and see how much we can get in tonight.
Looking forward to a great night. We've got the Thunder Cars, Street Stocks, Modifieds, and the Late Model Sportsmen. The Modifieds will be back, or the Super Late Models will be back next week to finalize their season as well.
That's right. We've got a little bit of everything for you this evening, so stick around. Should be some great racing from Mosport International Speedway.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder has been sponsored by DNS Towing Service, the official towing service for the Molson Indy and Mosport Park. DNS Towing holds public auctions every 4 to 6 weeks on their premises located at 111 Torrey York Drive in Weston. For more information about the next auction on September the 16th, telephone 416-745-5555.
In the fast-paced world of video production, it all narrows down to one: moments in time. Supporters of Mosport, we specialize in the video production of weddings, sports events, concerts, children's parties, and corporate videos. Owned and operated by a trained and experienced professional, expect the best from videographer Daniil Hatherley. For more information, call area code 905-571-2757.
Driving in third. Don Coppins is our race leader. Lap number 1 underway here at Mosport International Speedway tonight. Whoa, Robin McNiven locks up a wheel going into turn number 3 to drive inside him, but can't get the job done right there. Corner number 4 for the first time tonight. McNiven gets the car sideways as he breaks the rear end of it loose, doing everything to try to catch up to the number 44 machine out in front of the field. It's Don Coppins, Robin McNiven. Dick Manette runs in third place now. Fourth belongs to Gary Young. Fifth, with a new addition to the roof of the number 3 car, is Ken Donaldson. If you look really close at the top of the white number 3 machine, it's got one of those taxi cab lights on it this week. Now, Ken Donaldson, if nothing else, has a tremendous sense of humor and drives the taxi cab into fourth place down the front straightaway. Slightly overcast skies greet us here at Mosport tonight, and we're crossing our fingers and toes to try to keep the precipitation off the racetrack. There are a number of umbrellas out in the crowd, but how much is actually falling is anybody's guess. There is just enough to claim that we do have a slippery racetrack, and the yellow is out. The yellow flag is out. We have completed 2 laps of the Thunder Car Heat number 1 here at Mosport tonight. As we have had a little bit of precipitation, the cars will continue to circulate, and hopefully we'll go back to green flag racing momentarily.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
In spite of just a little drizzle in the air, we are racing once again. Don Coppins leads the crowd into turn number 1. This could be interesting. The track they have determined is sufficiently dry to continue racing. Don Coppins, Robin McNevin. Now Ken Donaldson moves into third spot. Vic Manette runs in fourth. The number 1 of Gary Young runs in fifth place into turn number 3 once again. We are working on lap number 3. This will be the completion of 3 when they come down the start-finish line and cross. And into turn number 1, it is still Coppins, McNevin, and Ken Donaldson. Ken Donaldson moves up beside Robin McNevin. McNevin squeezes him to the low side of the racetrack, but that doesn't faze Donaldson at all, as he gets into turn number 3 just ahead of McNevin. Donaldson with the nose of the white number 3 car up into second place at the exit of turn number 4. It's Don Coppins, Ken Donaldson, Robin McNevin, and Vic Manette running in fourth spot now. Behind that group, the number 1 of Gary Young. Then we find the 24 machine of Sean Hardy out of Orono. The number 52 of Kyle Plasick now runs immediately behind him. The race leaders drive into corner number 3 once again. It is still Don Coppins. Ken Donaldson trying to find his way around. Looks to the inside at the exit of 4. Coppins squeezes him down low. Halfway mark as they cross the start-finish line. 5 laps have been completed. This is a 10-lap heat race. Heat race number 1 for the Thunder cars at Mosport International Speedway. Donaldson puts the nose of the white number 3 machine just out front in corner number 2. Coppins fights back on the high side of the racetrack with the number 44 machine. Don Coppins, the Oakwood native in the First Line Racing Products John Coppins Auto Body and Towing and Custom Sheet Metal sponsored car, drives door handle to door handle all the way around 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. Donaldson will lead at the stripe though. Ken Donaldson out of Queensville in the Custom Steering Gear Rebuilders and Durham Rapid Taxi sponsored car. The Durham Rapid Taxi sign on top of the machine doesn't seem to have slowed it down too much. Coppins fights back though. The cars are still side by side. They've been that way for an entire lap. Coppins again with a slight advantage into turn number 3. Tries to squeeze Donaldson just a little lower than perhaps he wants to be. Coppins drives to the high side of turn number 4. Nearly a full car length out in front of the second place machine now. Ken Donaldson runs in first. Don Coppins is second. Third, Vic Manette with the best seat in the house to watch this one unfold in front of. The Mississauga native and the Timeless Treasures Adel Mechanical sponsored 4 machine about 5-6 now car lengths behind the race leaders into corner number 3. When they come by this time, there will be 2 laps remaining. They'll get the 2 parallel flags along the start-finish line indicating 2 to go. Ken Donaldson, Don Coppins, Vic Manette, Gary Young, and now we've got a 4-car battle in behind Gary Young for that 4th spot on the racetrack. Robin McNevin in that group. We also have Kyle Plasick. The 41 of Steve Martin is involved over there, but still out in front running in 4th spot, the number 1 machine of Gary Young. The white flag this time around. Donaldson crosses the line, followed by Coppins and Manette. The 94 machine in that fight too, Paul Baldstein out of Whitby. Trying to move up into that crowd. Baldstein with a new door on the side of the 94 machine after a wreck last weekend. It hasn't been painted, but the car looks a whole lot better nonetheless. He's right on the back bumper of the number 1 machine in corner number 3. They cross the start-finish line. The race winner will be Donaldson. Coppins, Manette. Young finishes in 4th spot. 5th will go to the 94 of Paul Baldstein out of Whitby. Race number 1 in the books. There's lots more to come from Mosport International Speedway. We have another Thunder car heat lined up and ready to go in just a moment.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
Go off on their Chevy Camaro pace car here at Mosport, and we're ready to go racing once again. At the front of the field, car number 32 is Dave Crowther out of Ajax. Dave with one of the more interesting sponsor lists he's supplied to us. According to Dave, sponsoring the 32 machine, Ajax Machine Services, L&M Auto Collision, and probably, certainly most importantly, I would imagine, his wife, Dave Crowther, driving car number 32 from the pole position for heat number 2 here at Mosport. Dave Crowther drives a 32 machine. Beside him, car number 5 belongs to Georgetown's Richie Minette in the Sherway Temp Control and Timeless Treasures car. The green flag comes up. Here they come down the spurt straightaway. Richie Minette takes over the lead from Dave Crowther into turn number 1. The 5 car is our race leader. Richie Minette, Dave Crowther right in behind the green number 2 machine, Scarborough's Dan Robinson. In the Friggin Automotive and Newmarket Iron sponsored machine, always a front runner. Driving up beside him, though. Driving the 03 tonight is Jim Remington. Remington out of Pontypool in the 03 car, the Kevin Avery Remax and Kawartha Canhouse sponsored 03 machine. Battling for a spot in the top 3. Now runs in 4th spot right behind Dan Robinson. In 5th right now, Donnie Beatty out of Ajax and the PS Auto Parts Windermere Sod Farm sponsored 90 car. Moving up now in the field, car number 47 from Oshawa, Larry Brown. The Lorry Engine QB Racing sponsored machine. They're 3 wide into turn number 3, and Donnie Beatty gets the car sideways. Almost collects a whole bunch of people over there. The 90 machine is all over the road. Donnie Beatty doing a great job to keep it out of the side of some of the other competitors as they tried to make it 3 wide over there in turn number 3. Donnie got up in the marbles and had no place to go. The car got loose on him. The 90 machine almost took out a whole bunch of folks. Fortunately, he was able to hold on to it and continues along, albeit now at the back of the field. The 5 cars are race leader. Richie Minette across the start-finish line. Dan Robinson is 2nd. Dave Crowther 3rd. Jim Remington runs in 4th spot now. And 5th is Craig Chen in the yellow number 19. The 19 car out of Scarborough, sponsored by folks like the Radman and Mr. Transmission and Signs to Go. The 19 car, a newcomer to Mosport International Speedway this season, as Craig Chen has slowly become accustomed to our paved half-mile oval and has gradually made his way up toward the front of the field as well. Craig Chen runs in 5th spot on the racetrack. Dan Robinson with a big slide over in corner number 1, trying to catch up to the race leader. Doesn't do it that left. There are still 6 to go. 4 laps have been completed in our 10-lap heat number 2 here at Mosport International Speedway. Richie Minette, Dan Robinson closes in on the green number 2 machine once again. Dave Crowther, a distant 3rd, about half a dozen car lengths back, and behind him is Jim Remington and Craig Chen. Down the start-finish line into corner number 1 again. A car length and a half separates 1st and 2nd spot out of corner number 2. It's still Richie Minette driving the smoothest line he can to conserve as much energy as he gets into the throttle at the exit of turn and down the back straightaway. Still a car length, maybe a little more, but not much, as Dan Robinson slowly closes the gap from 1st to 2nd place. Craig Chen doing battle on the far side of the racetrack with a 23 of Tim Peters. Peters tags Chen at the exit of turn number 4, drives to the inside of 1, trying to take over that spot. Drives side by side with Chen, the race leaders, into corner number 3. It's Dan Robinson trying to catch up to the 5 of Richie Minette. Doesn't do it that time, and again loses a little ground as the car gets sideways on him in corner number 3. Robinson still trying to catch the race leader, Richie Minette. The race leader down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. The next time they come down the start-finish line, they'll get the 2 parallel flags held up, indicating 2 laps to go. 8 will have been completed when they cross the start-finish line. It's Richie Minette, still Dan Robinson. Robinson now with a big gap. Half a dozen car lengths from 1st to 2nd place to try to make up in the next 2 laps. 3rd place is Dave Crowther. Jim Remington runs in 4th. 5th place, though, we've had a change to 23 of Tim Peters, now in front of Craig Chen, who runs 6th. 7th place is car number 27, Don Andrews, and right behind Don, trying to make up a little room and driving to the inside in corner number 2 is the 78 of Sean Knapp. The Orono native gets up beside Don Andrews down the back straightaway as the race leader takes the white flag, 1 to go. Richie Minette is our race leader. Dan Robinson looks as though we'll have to settle for 2nd place as they drive down the back straightaway. Minette's got nearly a half straightaway length lead over the 2nd place car. And Dave Crowther runs in 3rd spot. The balance of the field gets the white flag, and the checkered stands at the ready. He comes down the start-finish line. Richie Minette is our race winner. Heat number 2 goes to Minette. Second place will be Dan Robinson. Third, on a long way back, is Dave Crowther, who started on the pole. The 32 of Dave Crowther finishes in third spot. The race winner once again, Richie Minette.
Joining me down here in the winner's circle, Ken Donaldson does it again. Okay, Ken, what is on that car?
My sponsor, Durham Rapid Taxi, lent me a roof light. I bolted it on, and people think I drive like a cab driver.
Not because stock cars are sometimes called taxi cabs?
Maybe, I don't know. There's no spare seats in it, though.
Well, next weekend is the finale. What more can you do to that car, or are you going to surprise us?
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see for the last night. I had a little trouble actually getting through Tech Lane with that thing on there. They really didn't want it on there. I guess because it's plastic or fiberglass. But I said the only way it'd be damaged is if I was upside down, and I wasn't doing that.
Well, another good job. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Ken Donaldson, and we'll be back with more from Mosport International Speedway in a moment. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
The cars roll into corner number 1 behind our pace car here at Mosport International Speedway as we get ready for the street stock heat number 1. On the pole will be car number 71, currently sitting in second place as we rapidly approach the conclusion of our racing season here at Mosport. Derek Henderson, second place in the point standings, some 55 points behind Graham Brown. Graham will start from the 4th position on the outside of row number 2. The green flag comes down, and we're racing again here at Mosport. Derek Henderson charges into the lead. Phil Ross leans on the 22 of Graham Brown down the front straightaway. Currently running second, Bob Kish in the 78 car. Ross moves up to third. Fourth is Graham Brown. Fifth now, the 27 of Joe Bavacqua. Derek Henderson will try to stay out front as long as he possibly can. He needs every point he possibly can garner to try to close a little ground on Graham Brown, who may just wrap this one up tonight. Henderson, Kish, Phil Ross. Graham Brown runs in 4th spot now. The 27 of Bavacqua running in 5th. 6th place is Rick Boucher. Behind Boucher, the 40 car of Owen Smith. Then it's Glenn Fricker, Rick Lemon, and the number 6 of Scott Harrison tonight. Down the front straightaway once again, it is still the 71 machine. Derek Henderson changing colors this year. The red and white car seems to be maybe a little quicker than it was last season. Derek Henderson out of Oshawa in the Custom Automotive Services and Performance Improvements Carriage Collision sponsored car, running in front of Bob Kish's 78, the black and pink machine sponsored by TJT and Express Couriers, as well as Biggins Burgers and more. The race leader, Derek Henderson, down the start-finish line to put 3 laps in the books. This is once again a 10-lap heat race here at Mosport as we get things underway under a cloud-covered sky. We had a little bit of precipitation on and off over the course of the afternoon, and we've had a little sprinkle tonight too, so we're crossing our fingers and keeping an eye, to be honest, on the crowd to see when and if the umbrellas come out. They're usually our first indicator that there is stuff falling from the sky. So far, no umbrellas, and we are racing in Mosport. 4 laps are down. Bob Kish drives right up on the back bumper of Derek Henderson at the exit of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. A 4-car train as we approach the halfway mark. 5 laps have now been completed. It's Henderson, Kish, Phil Ross, and Graham Brown. Less than half a car length separate all 4 of those cars down the back straightaway. Phil Ross fades just a little bit in 3rd spot, but still that's a tight battle. Running in 5th all by himself is the 32 of Rick Boucher. Again, TJT being one of the prime sponsors, as well as JB Welding, Don Bott Auto Body, and McKenna Brothers Contracting on the Boucher car. Running in 5th spot, 6 now belongs to Glenn Fricker, who locks up a wheel in the 18 machine, driving into corner number 1. Down the back straightaway, it's still Henderson, Kish, Ross, and Graham Brown. Brown tries Ross into corner number 3, but can't do it this time. Derek Henderson still our race leader at the 7-lap mark.
Joining me now, Richie Minette winning the second heat from the Thunder cars. Kay, congratulations, a heat win, a feature last week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Glenn. I didn't touch the car all week, like I said, from last week, and it's still working great. Dan was working really hard in my mirror trying to catch me. I noticed he was all over, so I know my car is working really good today. And before I forget, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Sherway Temperature Control and Timeless Treasures. They've really been a big help. I wouldn't be here without them this year.
All right, good job.
Thanks a lot, Glenn.
Rich Minette, remember that car is for sale. Jim, back to you.
To the inside, lets Glenn Pricker go by. Rick Boucher on that last lap suddenly slowed down the back straightaway and let Glenn Pricker go by for the 5th spot on the racetrack. But now it's picked the pace up again. So whether there was something mechanically wrong with the 32 car, we're not sure. However, he continues to run in 6th spot with a lap to go. Actually, half a lap for Derek Henderson. He drives to the inside into 3. Not going to give Bob Kish any room to get inside him on turns 3 and 4. At the exit of 4, down the front straightaway, Derek Henderson wins. Bob Kish finishes in 2nd. 3rd goes to Bill Ross. Graham Brown will finish in 4th spot. 5th will go to the 18 of Glenn Pricker, and then Rick Boucher. Derek Henderson, our race winner, heat number 1 for the Street Sox tonight.
After the races, then what? My hope is that you will come and visit me at the Bridlewood Brethren in Christ Church. I'm Pastor Kelly, Mosport's track pastor, also known as the Rev. Our church is located at 480 Huntingwood Drive between Warden and Pharmacy. Our Sunday morning worship service starting September 10 will be at 11 a.m., where you will hear my positive, challenging message of hope that will encourage you to stay away from life's walls, out of the pits, and on the right track so that you will win God's checkered flag.
The sportsman class next here at Mosport International Speedway. The pace car drives off the racetrack and into the pits along the back straight. Mike Horton out of Dunnville, Ontario will lead the crowd around in the Castrol Oil Mustang Saloon. Stevens Auto sponsored the blue 31 car. Down the front straightaway right beside him is Joe Sepp. We're under green. Joe Sepp from St. Anne's gives him a challenge on the outside, and we've got cars in contact with each other. Frank Botto gets into the back corner of Joe Sepp's number 1 machine, but everybody holds on. It's Mike Horton, Joe Sepp, and Frank Botto 1, 2, and 3. Sepp with a nice new Goodyear mark on the side of the number 1 machine continues to challenge our race leader down the front straightaway. It's Horton, Sepp, Frank Botto. The 90 car belongs to Ed Beatty out of Keswick, running in 4th spot. 5th right now is the 47 of Joe Millette. The Trust Transport and Performance Racing News sponsored 47 machine down the back straightaway, and we're under yellow.
Derek Henderson is going to do all that he can, but it's going to be tough. The number 71 car with first place, and Graham Brown with that 4th in the heat. So it separates you guys by about 48 points. 55 available. I mean, it's going to be, pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have enough. It's mathematically possible, yes, but I don't think we'll have enough. But it's been a good run, and that was a good race there. Bobby was all over me. I thought for sure he was going to get by, but just enough to hang on.
Track conditions right now with the little bit of rain that we've had sprinkling down?
It's just a little bit loose. Not too bad at all, really. I think if it doesn't rain again, the next couple heats be fine. Feature time, I think should be just sticky enough.
So now you got to start at the back of the pack for the second heat, huh?
Dead last, so I've got my work cut out for me, but 10 laps, we'll see what we can do. Maybe finish mid-pack, set us up okay going into the feature, I hope.
Yeah, good job on the heat.
Thanks.
Okay, Derek Henderson, and we'll be back with more from Mosport International Speedway and Speedway Thunder.
Jamie Hill's 38 car safely in the pits after it lost power on the back straightaway. We're under green once again. Mike Horton, Joseph, and Frank Botto continue the chase into turn number 1. Seth drives to the inside but doesn't find any big advantage down there. Not this lap anyway. The sun's coming out here at Mosport. What a treat that is. Mike Horton is still our race leader. A car length back is Joseph. A car length back of him is the 27 car of Frank Botto. Botto's number 27 machine, sponsored by a whole list of folks, including Molson's and Frank's Auto Service and Carriage Collision. The Markham native drives a 27 car in 3rd place. Behind him, it's Ed Beatty. Alex Hamilton runs in 5th place now. Joe Millette in 6th. Still no change on the front 3, even though Frank Botto gets it a little sideways at the exit of turn number 4 just a moment ago, but manages to hold on to it, even though that slide cost him about a car length on the race leaders. Joseph tries to sneak up behind the 31X car down the back straightaway. Seth looking to the inside. Tries to take a run on him. Forces Mike Horton to the high side of the racetrack, not necessarily where he wants to be. And Seth takes over first spot at the stripe, but not by much. Side by side into corner number 1. Seth slides the 1 car sideways and with a whole bunch of opposite locks saves it, as we've got 2 cars into the wall on the far end of the front straightaway. The 24 machine of Scott Milne is one of them, I believe. The other is the 15 of Ron Martin from Thornhill. So we are obviously under yellow. We'll try to get the cars straightened around, and we'll be back with more racing here at Mosport International Speedway.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Down the back straightaway, the cars are in the proper order for our restart. Out front, we've got Joseph and Mike Horton, Frank Botto. To the inside of the first double row in 4th spot at the restart will be Ed Beatty from Keswick, and Alex Hamilton will start from the 5th spot. The green flag is out. We're racing once again. Seth leads the crowd down the front straightaway and into corner number 1. 4 laps have been completed. This is a 10-lap heat race for the late model sportsman class here at Mosport. Side by side, Beatty and Hamilton race into turn number 3. Beatty holds his foot in it just a little longer into the corner and resumes his 4th spot run as he chases down the leaders. A good battle for 4th out on the racetrack as we've got Beatty, Alex Hamilton, and Joe Millette running in tight formation. Almost as tight as our front 3 down the back straightaway. We've got Seth, Mike Horton, and Frank Botto. The 2 blue machines chasing the black one into turn number 3. The number 1 car is our race leader. That's Joseph. Joseph from St. Anne's, the Cunningham Racing Engine sponsored 1 car down that back straightaway with about a 2-car advantage over Mike Horton now. Botto is about 2 car lengths behind Mike Horton at last sight as they come down the front straightaway once again with 7 laps completed, 3 to go. The battle for 4th continues with Alex Hamilton on the inside of Ed Beatty. Beatty seems to have a car that handles perhaps a little bit better than Alex Hamilton, but this time can't take advantage. Hamilton's car, quicker in a straight line, takes over 4th spot. Beatty sneaks back up beside him through the corner, as has been the way of the last couple laps. Both cars get a little sideways at the exit of 4. It's still Hamilton, though, running in 4th spot, sneaking up in behind him. Going to follow Hamilton by the 90 cars, the 47 of Joe Millette. The Performance Racing News and Trust Transport 47 car moves into 5th spot, just in front of the 90 Bose sponsored car of Ed Beatty. Beatty again battles back in turn number 3. The white flag comes out for the race leaders. Joseph, Mike Horton, Frank Botto are 1, 2, and 3. In behind that group, we've got the blue 17 car of Alex Hamilton, Joe Millette's 47 machine to the inside, and Ed Beatty in the 90 machine running in 6th place. The white flag for the balance of the field as it comes around turn number 3 now. Into turn 4, it's Joseph. Mike Horton won't be able to catch him. Seth is our race winner. Joseph, Mike Horton, and Frank Botto are 1, 2, and 3.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by A's Auto Body, collision and refinishing of all cars and trucks at all makes and models. A's Auto Body is located at 838 Ritson Road South in Oshawa. And for more information, telephone 571-3843. A's Auto Body, serving Durham for over 15 years.
The modifieds down the back straightaway as we get ready to go racing once again here at Mosport. Out front of the field driving the 08 car. To be honest, I'm going to have to double check on that one. Rick Woolner drives the 08 modified down the front straightaway once again as he tries to hold off the balance of the field. We've got a bunch of cars tied up over at the corner of corner number 4, including the 02 Graham Brown machine. We can also see over there the 60 of Jeff Clancy out of Angus. And I'm not sure who else is involved. We'll try to straighten those around for you and find out exactly who's involved over there momentarily. In the meantime, we are under yellow once again. The race leader at the yellow was Rick Woolner, the 08 machine. And we'll be back with more green flag racing with the modifieds for Mosport in a minute.
An ordinary hamburger and your banquet burger deluxe. Either is good depending on what you want, which brings us to Midas Mufflers. At Midas, they have top quality Midas mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Or they have the Economizer at a very reasonable price and guaranteed for 1 full year. The point is, you get some choice in the menu, which is important. I like choice. I have one to make right now. I've made it. It's the way it should be. Midas.
Rick Woolner will lead the crowd down the back straightaway. Right in behind him is the number 2 of Dwight Brown. Running in third place for a restart will be the 25 of Darrell Leatherdale. In behind Darrell to the inside of the first doubled up row, car number 22 is Oshawa's Mike Frederick in the TJT Racing Product, Booth Auto Wreckers and Goodyear sponsored car. Here they come down the front straightaway. The green flag is out as Brown looks for an advantage. Gets a little jump on Rick Woolner. Woolner leads him into turn number 1, though. Rick Woolner, as our race leader, slides the Hyundai sponsored machine around. And it now runs in second spot to Dwight Brown to the inside. The red number 2 machine gives up a foot and falls to second, but just for a second. It is still Brown and Woolner side by side down the front straightaway with Darrell Leatherdale in tow.
Joseph wins another heat. Congratulations. Boy, you're running strong.
Well, trying to do the best we can to move to the front.
Good job.
Yeah,
who do you have here with you?
This is my little girl, Jessica. My daughter, Jessica.
So is Dad making you real proud winning all these races?
Yeah.
How about yourself? You going to race when you get older?
Maybe.
All right. Well, it was a good job again, Joe.
Thank you.
Joseph, Jim, back to you.
Oh, down the back straightaway, and we are now under yellow. As they try to convince the Darrell Leatherdale number 25 machine to go into the pits. The steering ain't what she used to be. The balance of the field streams down the front straightaway, and we'll be back with more green flag racing from Mosport International Speedway.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, Telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
Dwight Brown is our race leader at the restart. Darren Thring from Beamsville runs in second spot, and third at our restart will be the 22 car of Mike Frederick out of Oshawa. We're ready to go racing once again. Dwight Brown down through corner number 4 across the acceleration line and down the front straightaway. Ring chases him into turn number 1, but loses a little ground through the corner. Jim Rossiter is up beside Mike Frederick down the back straightaway. The white 22 and the orange number 66 with a white number on the side of it run nose to tail. Probably one of the better battles on the racetrack. Down the front straightaway, our race leader is still the red number 2 machine of Dwight Brown. Darren Thring from Beamsville has got a bit of a haul to get here from the other side of Hamilton, but is out on the racetrack and currently runs in second spot. Jim Rossiter runs in third. Fourth is Mike Frederick, as Rossiter goes all the way around and comes in contact with Mike Frederick, who has no place to go. We've got a couple cars over there who get tangled up because of the spin. The 66 car goes all the way around in corner number 3 and unfortunately collects some people over there as well. Some of the people who got tangled up include Mike Frederick, Graham Brown, and the 08 of Rick Wilner. We'll be back with more.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
They're going to try to get Mike Frederick's car underway as well. Mike rolls down the start-finish line and will rejoin the rest of the field. I'm not sure he's real confident about how straight the front suspension is on the 22, but Mike Frederick will join to the back of the field. Out front, it is Dwight Brown's red number 2 machine just in front of the 55 Darren Thring car out of Beamsville. Darren's doing a good job tonight hanging on to the back of the red number 2 machine, which is usually a contender here. The cross flags indicate 5 laps have been completed now. There's 5 to go for the modifieds here at Mosport International Speedway. Down the back straightaway, it's still Dwight Brown, Darren Thring, and now running in third spot, the 51 machine.
Jim Rossiter joins me now. The car was on the trailer. What happened out there?
Well, looks like we broke the motor. Looks like a rod broke or crank broke. We raced last night at Flamborough, and we put the car in the wall pretty hard last night and worked all night and worked all day today, and had to replace the whole right side of the car, all the suspension pieces. The crew did a good job working on the car. I want to thank them very much. And it just looks like the motor broke from, I guess, the whack we took last night.
Be able to get it back together for the finale next weekend?
I think so. We'll be back for sure.
Okay, great, Jim.
Thanks very much.
Jim Rossiter, a bit of bad luck tonight, but he'll be back next week, Jim.
Around corner number 4, Darren Thring continues to challenge our race leader, Dwight Brown. 2 laps remain. Running in third spot in the 61 is Wayne Getz out of Burlington. And then we've got a real battle on our hands. For fourth spot, driving the 08 is Rick Wilner, and Rick is just out in front of Dwight Brown and the 81 of Doug Sagan. Doug Sagan's 81 machine runs in 6th spot on the racetrack. In behind Doug right now is the 8 of Bob Buxton. The white flag, 1 lap to go. The race leader is still trying to hold off the charging 55 car of Darren Thring out of Beamsville. Darren's done a real good job tonight. Currently runs in second spot as he has for the second half of the modified heat in front of us tonight here at Mosport. The checkered flag stands at the ready. Darren Thring in behind the race later, and now the winner across the line, Dwight Brown. Running in third spot, a solid third goes to Wayne Getz out of Burlington. And Rick Woolner will settle for the fourth spot on the racetrack. Not a bad race at all. The checkered flag comes out, and the winner once again, driving the red number 2 machine, is Beaton's Dwight Brown.
After the races, then what? My hope is that you will come and visit me at the Bridlewood Brethren in Christ Church. I'm Pastor Kelly, Mosport's track pastor, also known as the Rev. Our church is located at 480 Huntingwood Drive between Warden and Pharmacy. Our Sunday morning worship service starting September 10 will be at 11 a.m., where you will hear my positive, challenging message of hope that will encourage you to stay away from life's walls, out of the pits, and on the right track so that you will win God's checkered flag.
Paul Blodstein leads the crowd around corner number 2 for the second of our Thunder car heats tonight. Blodstein driving the 94 car out of Whitby down the back straightaway and into corner number 3 with a big gaggle of cars in behind him now. Led by the 25 of Ross Pettifer out of Oshawa. Driving to the inside of him is Ken Donaldson once again. Donaldson can't make the pass now. We've got a car sideways in the middle of the front straightaway. Kim Powers drives the 31 car all the way around in the front straightaway and does a nearly complete 360. Kim Powers back underway in the 31 machine at the back of the field as she keeps it running and keeps us under green. Kim Powers with a nice job to keep it off the wall. Paul Waldstein still our race leader at the present time. Donaldson has moved up to second place. Third now, Ross Pettifer. Driving in fourth is Dominic Galley, and Kyle Plazik drives the Gamma Sales number 52 car into fifth place. 2 laps have been completed. Ken Donaldson with the Durham Rapid Taxi sign on top of the number 3 car this weekend. In addition to everything else that's on that car, he's got he had a Wile E. Coyote mug on the front hood, and I don't see it this weekend. No, I think it's been taken off in favor of the aerodynamic advantages of the taxi cab sign on the roof. Ken Donaldson runs in second spot, but not for long as he challenges at the outside of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Donaldson takes over first. Waldstein and the Ken Staff Personnel sponsored 94 car runs in second up. Third place is Ross Pettifer. Dominic Galley runs in fourth. Fifth is Kyle Plazik. Kim Powers once again spins the 31 car around and will eventually get it going in turn number 1 and still hasn't fallen a lap down to the race leader. She's been good enough that when the car does get out from underneath her, she gets it going in short order and has kept us from going yellow. Donaldson continues to lead at the halfway mark. The crossed flags indicate 5 laps are down. It's Donaldson, Waldstein. Ross Pettifer runs in third. Dominic Galley is fourth. Kyle Plazik challenges for that fourth spot in fifth right now. In behind, driving in sixth place is Sean Hardy. Then Ross Martin, the number 1 of Gary Young, and Don Cobbins runs in the top 10 right now as well. Kim Powers down the front straightaway is given the signal to move over a little. Here comes the race leader up behind her into turn number 1. Kim in the 31 car with an eventful race so far will drive down the inside of that back straightaway and let the race leader go by, I would assume, in corners 3 or 4 whenever he catches up. Paul Waldstein runs in second spot. He's about half a dozen car lengths back. Ross Pettifer runs in third spot. Kim drives to the inside down the front straightaway. Here comes Ken Donaldson, our race leader, across the line. Kim in the transmission place, Durham Rescue and P.J. Larkey and Son Salvage, sponsored 31 car. Now falls a lap down to the race leader in the white number 3 car, Ken Donaldson. Waldstein runs in second, about half a dozen car lengths back of the leader now. He'll be the next to try to get by Kim Powers as this race progresses. We are past the halfway mark. And when they cross the line, it'll be 8 laps completed, 2 to go. It's Donaldson, Waldstein, Pettifer, still Dominic Galley holding off Kyle Blasek in the 52 car as the top 5 go down the back straightaway. Donaldson already into turn number 4. He'll exit 4, come down the start-finish line and look for the white flag. There is 1 lap to go for Ken Donaldson. Donaldson coming into tonight's racing was far and away the Thunder car point leader. Had a 60-point advantage over Dan Robinson's green number 2 machine, and Richie Minette was another 17 points behind Dan Robinson. 77 points behind Ken Donaldson. Donaldson's first year racing here at Mosport, and once again takes the heat victory. The 3 cars are winner. Now here comes the battle for second, and it's going to be Ross Pettifer at the line, but just by a bumper. The 25 of Ross Pettifer third will go to Paul Waldstein, who got nipped just at the line. 3 abreast. Kim Powers was in that group as well. Pettifer will be given the second. Third will go to Waldstein. First place, though, Ken Donaldson once again.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Civic 146 FFC, both vehicles with the lights on in the parking lot. Down the back straightaway, we get ready for heat number 4 for the Thunder cars. This is the final heat race for the Thunder cars tonight. The 23 machine is driven by Tim Peters out of Coburg in the Wakely Garage Railside Restaurant, and Don Stacy Electric sponsored car. The Coburg native will head the field around corner number 4 now. Right beside him is the 78 of Orno, Sean Knapp. The green is out, and we're racing once again at Mosport. Right near the back of this field is the green number 2 machine of Dan Robinson, as we get cars way up against the wall. The 90 in particular gets it up against the concrete, but not in contact with it. A real close call for Donnie Beatty, the 90 car out of Ajax, as we've got a huge group of cars fighting for first place. 6 altogether at the exit of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Don Andrews will lead the crowd this time around. The blue and white 27 machine out of Port Hope with a Hudson cylinder head, T&D Racing sponsorship on the side of it. We've got 3 cars side by side at the exit of turn number 2. Robinson falls back just a little bit. Donnie Beatty almost in contact with the wall once again over there in corner number 1. We've got cars side by side and spinning over in turn number 3. One of them, the 47 machine out of Larry Brown from Oshawa. Dave Crowther spins over there as well, and the other is Craig Chen's number 19. All 3 cars are now straightened around and continue. We are still green. A great job by Craig Chen, Dave Crowther, and the 47 pilot Larry Brown to get those cars straightened around so that we will remain under green. The race leader, Don Andrews, trying to hold off Dan Robinson's number 2 car. The Brigham Automotive sponsored 2 machine runs in second spot, and he's all over the back bumper of the 27 car. Looks to the inside. Through turn number 2, does everything but get it into the dirt down there, trying for as much running room as he can. Can't make the pass now. It's still Andrews again. The 2 car right down on the inside of the racetrack, touches some of the tires on the inside, but takes over first place. A great pass by Dan Robinson, takes over first. Running in second now is Don Andrews, who tries again to stay to the low side, but Richie Minette goes around the other way. The 5 driver, Richie Minette, drives to the high side through 1 and 2 and takes over a second spot from Don Andrews, who's been passed on one lap to the inside and the next lap to the outside. Andrews does everything he can to try to stay in second spot, but can't manage to quite hold on. The 0-3 of Jim Remington with a huge slide out of turn number 4, trying to catch up to the race leaders. It is still Dan Robinson, Richie Minette, Don Andrews fading back slightly in the 27 car. Tim Peters runs in 4th spot. 5th now belongs to the 95 of Terry Tomsett out of West Hill, and moving up quickly behind them. 7th spot now belongs to the 78 car of Sean Knapp, and he's just inside of Jim Remington at the exit of 4. Remington with another huge slide out of turn number 4. Keeps the car out of the outside wall and just misses getting in contact with the inside wall. Jim Remington has really got his hands full trying to hold on to the 03 car. Now a battle for first place develops over in corner number 3. Richie Minette has already demonstrated the car runs well to the high side, and this time puts the 5 car out in front of Dan Robinson. A great piece of driving by Richie Minette. Those two still run side by side into turn number 1. It's Robinson and Minette. Minette with a slight advantage out of turn number 2. A smoother line on the 5 car translates to about a car length advantage over Dan Robinson. It's Richie Minette. Dan Robinson nose to tail. Robinson's car drives a little better to the low side, puts it up beside the 5 machine at the exit of turn number 4. With 2 laps to go, it's still Richie Minette. Catching up to some of the back markers now. The 47 of Larry Brown will go a lap down as Richie Minette drives to the high side at the exit of 2. Richie Minette still holding on to first spot as he gets by. Dan Robinson does likewise. Robinson in the green number 2 machine right in behind him down the front straightaway. The white flag, 1 now to go. 1 lap left for the race leader. Richie Minette, Dan Robinson run nose to tail into turn number 1. Robinson drives to the low side in 1. Tries to keep it down there through 2, but can't do it this time around. 2 corners to go for the race leader. 3rd place still belongs to Don Andrews. Tim Peters runs in 4th. Robinson and Minette are side by side out of turn number 4. Minette slides it out of the corner, keeps it off the wall, and takes a checker. Richie Minette with quite a drive. Dan Robinson trying to dive bomb him into turn number 3 and hold on to it through 4. Doesn't quite do it. A great drive and a great battle for first. Robinson has to settle for second. Richie Minette wins here at Mosport. The Thunder car, heat number 4, is done.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by A's Auto Body, collision and refinishing of all cars and trucks and all makes and models. A's Auto Body is located at 838 Ritson Road South in Oshawa. And for more information, telephone 571-3843. A's Auto Body, serving Durham for over 15 years.
An ordinary hamburger and your banquet burger deluxe. Either is good depending on what you want, which brings us to Midas Mufflers. At Midas, they have top quality Midas mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Or they have the economizer at a very reasonable price and guaranteed for 1 full year. The point is, you get some choice in the menu, which is important. I like choice. I have one to make right now. I've made it. It's the way it should be. Midas.
The front row of the field led by Brent Sullivan as the 65 car gets a little wide at 4. We're under green though. Sullivan, and running in 2nd spot now is Steve Knapp, the 90 car. Right in behind Glenn Fricker's 18 falls into 3rd spot. Running in 4th in the number 6 car tonight, Scott Harrison behind the wheel. And driving up beside Scott into turn number 3 to challenge for 4th spot on the racetrack is Rick Boucher's 32. The field at the exit of 4 manages to hold on. Still, Brent Sullivan has himself a pretty fair advantage after the first lap. 4 car lengths over Glenn Fricker's number 18. Steve Knapp runs in 3rd. Scott Harrison in 4th. 5th is Rick Boucher. 6th place now is Phil Ross in the 57 car. Then Graham Brown's 22. Brent Sullivan, Glenn Fricker, Steve Knapp, Scott Harrison. Rick Boucher slides the 32 car around, and Harrison does likewise at the exit of turn number 2. There's a battle down the back straightaway. Phil Ross on the inside, Graham Brown to the high side. The 2 blue machines, 57. That's Phil Ross trying to hold off the 22 of Graham Brown. Down the front straightaway, still side by side as everybody else is chasing the race leader. Brent Sullivan has seen his advantage disappear in the last lap or so as Glenn Fricker's number 18 car is right on his back bumper. The Tudor Arms, Welco, and Red Stallion Automotive sponsored 18 car is right on Brent Sullivan's back bumper at the exit of turn number 4. Those two cars run nose to tail down the front straightaway. Steve Nabb's all by himself in third now. And Scott Harrison has found himself a challenger to the inside as Rick Boucher is trying to take over fourth spot. As those two do battle, the 57 car sneaks in beside them, but Boucher doesn't want anything to do with that and holds on to that spot. Rick Boucher now runs in fourth all by himself. Phil Ross is up to fifth. Sixth place being challenged now between Graham Brown and Scott Harrison. 5 laps have been completed by the race leader. There are 5 to go. Glenn Fricker, Steve Nabb are 1, 2, and 3. Fourth is the 32. A big slide for Rick Boucher out of turn number 2, but he holds onto it. Gives away the spot, though. Phil Ross puts his 57 car up beside him and gets enough of the 57 machine out front that I'm afraid he may have given away that spot. Rick Boucher with a big slide out of turn number 2 just a moment ago, and an expensive one as far as track position's concerned. He is still to the inside of Phil Ross, but he's got a real battle on his hands if he's going to get that fourth spot back. Out front into turn number 3, the race leader holding off Glenn Fricker lap after lap. The yellow number 3 machine of Brent Sullivan is our race leader with 2 laps remaining. There are 2 to go. Sullivan, Fricker, Steve Nabb, and Glenn Fricker with a huge slide out of turn number 4. The 32 machine has been loose all night, and this time it gets away from him in turn number 4. A big smoky spin, but he manages to keep it going, and we're still under green. The next time they come around, they'll look for the white flag. Brent Sullivan will drive through the cloud of tire smoke down the front straightaway. It's Sullivan and Fricker to the high side now. Glenn Fricker realizes he's only got a lap, 4 corners to try to make that pass. Fricker will drive to the high side of Sullivan into turn number 1. Can't make the move there, still on the back bumper of the 3 machine. Nearly a car length separates first and second into turn number 3. Again, Fricker tries the high side. Can get the front wheel up beside the back fender, but I'm afraid that's going to be all. It's a drag race to the start-finish line. Brent Sullivan wins. Fricker finishes in second. Third will go to Steve Nabb. Fourth, Phil Ross. Fifth, Graham Brown. And rounding out the top half dozen is Derek Henderson, who sneaks in for a 6th place finish. Brent Sullivan is the race winner of Street Stock Heat number 2.
In the fast-paced world of video production, it all narrows down to one: moments in time. Supporters of Mosport, we specialize in the video production of weddings, sports events, concerts, children's parties, and corporate videos. Owned and operated by a trained and experienced professional, expect the best from videographer Daniil Hatherley. For more information, call area code 905-561-2757.
Joe Millette leads the field. Bill Northam runs in second spot in the 85 car, and Alex Hamilton spins right around in corner number 1. The blue 17 car in the first corner of our second heat for the sportsman class here at Mosport, and we've got a spin in the first turn. Alex Hamilton with a big loop over there, and everybody manages to avoid the spinning competition automotive 17 car.
Well, we told you there's a car for sale, the number 5, and it's running real strong tonight. A feature last week. We already said that. Now 2 heats. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Good selling feature now, eh? Yeah, it's running flawlessly tonight. I hope I should have a good chance in the feature to get up near the front again, I hope. I'm going to be starting way back because when you finish good in your heats, they put you way at the back. So, yeah, I'm going to have to work for it, but feels good tonight anyway.
That was a good one, though, and a tough one. Dan and you were side by side. Some good, clean racing.
Yeah, I love that. Dan and I raced together for a while, so we kind of know what each other's going to do. And, yeah, I love that kind of racing when you get side by side with someone.
Well, good job, and look forward to the feature now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Glenn.
All right, we'll see what Dan has to say as well. Bring Dan in here. Thanks, Richie. Come on in here, Dan. Boy, you have had one night of racing so far that's just, I think, one of the best all year for competitiveness. Yourself and Richie side by side.
Yeah, we're really doing a good job out there. It's good driving beside him. I like it. It's fun.
As far as the points are concerned, and that battle between second and third now, and of course Ken's got a considerable lead there.
It's really tight between second and third. There's no doubt about it. It's too tight for my liking. You know, like I say, he just seems to got the tires. He's really hooking up coming out of the corners. I'm going in good and that, but I just can't get the car to come out of the corner as good as he is. He's walking all over me coming out, so I'm going to have to do my homework this week, maybe take the car apart, put it all back together, and go out and shop for tires every night.
You're having a great year after a rookie season last year.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Like, I mean, you know, things have progressed really good this year, and you know, if I can keep this up, maybe next year I can maybe win a championship. We never know.
Well, good job.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Dan Robinson, and we'll be back with more in a moment.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
Under the green once again, Joe Millette drives the Performance Racing News Trust Transport 47 car into first place at the exit of turn number 2. Gets it a little crossed up, but manages to hold on. Ed Beatty's Bo-sponsored Naughty car runs in second. Side by side with him is the Bill Shackleton Remax Realty sponsored Bill Northam 85 car. It runs in third spot. Joseph is on his way toward the front door. The number 1 machine sneaks into third spot down the front straightaway. Runs side by side with Northam. In beside Bill now in the 31X car is Mike Horton, currently the points leader in the sportsman class here at Mosport. The 31X car down that back straightaway as he tries to reel in the race leaders. A couple of cars into the pits, including the number 24 of Scott Mills. The 57 machine of John Latimer from Aurora stops in the pits as well. The 24 car with a flat tire. The 57 car, we're not sure. It looks as though there was some contact between those two. They stop in the pits. Down the back straightaway, we've got cars side by side. Horton and Alex Hamilton drive side by side in behind the 90 Ed Beatty car. That's a battle for fourth. Hamilton into fourth spot now. Joseph drives the high side on Joe Millette and takes over first spot into turn number 1. A great pass into the first corner as Millette's car slows down the back straightaway. Beatty goes by. Hamilton looks as though he'll get by as well as the 47 machine. Suddenly isn't quite as quick as it was just a moment ago. Joseph is our race leader down the start-finish line. The 47 car does go up in smoke. We mentioned earlier that there had been something wrong with the 47 machine, and he loses it big time down the start-finish line. The car slows and then stops altogether, and it looks as though he'll roll to a stop over in turn number 2. The cleanup crew will be out to see if there's been any fluid laid down on the racetrack. We'll be under yellow for just a moment and be back with more racing in Mosport. It's Skylight Donuts night tonight. We'd like to thank them for coming aboard and like to acknowledge the fact that all of the money raised from donut sales tonight here at Mosport will go to the Bowmanville Hospital Foundation.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
We are 4 laps into our 10-lap sportsman heat number 2. Joseph leads the crowd. In behind, we have Ed Beatty, the blue number 17 car. Challenging for second spot is Alex Hamilton. And right behind him is the 31X of Mike Horton. Currently the points leader coming into the racing in the sportsman class here at Mosport. The 31X car now runs in fourth spot. Will go up to challenge for third as Hamilton got the 17 car sideways at the exit of 2 just a moment ago. And that was enough for Mike Horton to steal away that third spot on the racetrack. A great pass by Horton as Horton slides around this time but doesn't give away the spot. Joseph is all by himself out front. It's Ed Beatty running in second, Mike Horton in third, Alex Hamilton fourth, fifth is Frank Botto. Sixth now is the 85 of Bill Northam, and in behind Bill, driving car number 38, is Jamie Hale from Newcastle. Horton drives to the high side. Hamilton slides the 17 car around of corner number 4 now. Down the front straightaway, still Horton. Horton now drives up beside the 90 car. Mike Horton challenges for second. The battle is for second spot on the racetrack as Frank Botto is up beside Alex Hamilton now as well. We've got 2 battles side by side down the back straightaway. The 27 car just in front of Alex Hamilton's 17. Hamilton fights back in corner number 4. 2 laps remain. Side by side into one, the 31 and 90 cars, and there's sparks trailing from under the 90 machine. I'm not sure whether something's broken loose from underneath it. It continues to run strongly, though, albeit in third place now as Mike Horton gets by for the second spot. Mike Horton's 31X car, the Mustang Saloon Thunderbird, takes over that second spot on the racetrack. Running at first is Joe Seth. It's Seth, Horton, Ed Beatty, Alex Hamilton, and Frank Botto 1 through 5 now. The white flag has been shown to the drivers as they come down the start-finish line into 3 and now into 4. About 200 yards to go. The checkered flag belongs to Joseph. He wins. Second goes to Mike Horton. Third, Ed Beatty. Fourth is Alex Hamilton, and Frank Botto will settle for fifth tonight. Bill Northam and the Bill Shackleton Remax car rounds out the top half dozen. Once again, the winner of this heat, car number 1, Joseph.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder has been sponsored by DNS Towing Service, the official towing service for the Molson Indy and Mosport Park. DNS Towing holds public auctions every 4 to 6 weeks on their premises located at 111 Torrey York Drive in Weston. For more information about the next auction on September the 16th, telephone 416-745-5555.
The lights go off on the roof of the Chevy Camaro pace car here at Mosport International Speedway as we get ready for our final modified heat race of the day. In just a moment, as soon as this is concluded, we'll break for intermission, and then we'll have our 4 feature contests. But first, we've got one more heat race to go. The modifieds line up along the back straightaway. Driving the 02 car is Graham Brown. Right beside Graham, I believe, is the number 60 machine of Jeff Clancy, who we also have in the front. One of the cars that ran strongly earlier on today, Darren Thring's car number 55. We also have in that bunch, as they get grouped up just a little tighter for the start, the number 25 of Darrell Leatherdale. The green is out and we're racing once again. Wayne Josky was the number 3 car on the outside of the front row as he falls to 4th spot on the racetrack. Jeff Clancy runs in 5th now. The race leader is the 02 of Graham Brown. Brown in front of Darren Thring. In 3rd place now, the 25 of Darrell Leatherdale. Zoschke now runs in 4th spot, and he's got all sorts of company in behind him, including Jeff Clancy, Dwight Brown, the 08 of Rick Woolner challenging in that group as well. Woolner into the dirt in the entrance to turn number 1. Bounces the car around just a little bit, but manages to hold on to a 5th spot. Now is up challenging for 4th. As he runs right beside the 2 of Dwight Brown. Dwight Brown holds on for the 4th spot, though. Woolner drops to 5th place on the racetrack. The race leader is Graham Brown's red 02 in 2nd place now. Side by side, we've got Darren Thring and the 25 of Darrell Leatherdale. The two Darrens run side by side. Leatherdale with the advantage in 3. They slide around corner number 4. Leatherdale takes over second spot. Daryl Leatherdale runs in second. Third now is the 55 of Darren Thring out of Batesville. Right in behind Darren is the race leader's brother. The number 2 Dwight Brown car runs in fourth spot. Fifth is the 08 of Rick Wilder. Back further in the field, we have the car number 61 of Wayne Getz out of Burlington. In behind Wayne now, Larry Jackson's 29 car runs in 7th spot on the racetrack. Zoschke has fallen to 8th place. In behind Zoschke now is the 66 car of Jeff Clancy. And a little bit behind him is the John Houston number 90 car out of Keswick. A car sideways in the dirt. Darren Thring in corner number 3. Between 3 and 4, the 55 car spins around, challenging for the race leader just a moment ago. Now finds himself at the back of the field. 5 laps have been completed. There are 5 laps down, 5 to go. Darren Thring goes down the start-finish line as the balance of the field goes down the back straightaway. He's got a long way to catch up to anybody. The leader down the front straightaway now, the 02 of Graham Brown. Coming into the modified racing tonight here at Mosport International Speedway, Graham Brown in the 02 machine was our points leader and has wrapped up a championship, I believe. The 29 Larry Jackson car into the pits and out once again. But the 22 car of Mike Frederick has been retired. Larry Jackson is back out on the racetrack, albeit slowly, as the 29 driver continues to circulate. The race leaders go by him, and there's a challenge for second place into corner number 3. Daryl Leatherdale trying to hold off the challenger number 2. The Dwight Brown car drives up beside him into turn 3 just a moment ago, but has to fade back a little through 4. 2 laps to go now. Graham Brown is the race leader. Daryl Leatherdale runs second. Third place is Dwight Brown. Fourth place is the 08 Rick Wilder machine. And in behind Rick is Wayne Getz out of Burlington running in the top 5. The next time they come by, they'll see a 1 flag. The white one to go. 1 lap to go for Graham Brown, our race leader. Daryl Leatherdale's doing everything he can, driving the wheels off the 25 car to try to stay in front of Dwight Brown. Dwight gets right up behind the 25 machine, looks to the inside, down the back straightaway. Side by side, the 25 and 2 car battle for second spot in behind the race leader. Those two are side by side at the exit of 4. Graham Brown wins. Dwight Brown finishes second. Daryl Leatherdale is third. A great battle for second spot. The checkered flag flies on our heat races here at Mosport. The features are next.
Once again, Joseph joins us, and you started 6th, and I knew that only because of thanks to your daughter.
Jessica. Women know everything. She's young, but she knows most things that go on at the racetrack, even if she doesn't come all the time.
Oh, well, that's another story and another show. How was the run? You started 6th and you ended up with the win.
Car felt good, and a couple of guys in front of us made a few errors, and of course, that's good for me. They make errors. Maybe they'll make some in the feature, and I can take the feature too.
Well, then that's what's left is just the feature for you guys, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Okay, that's Joe Sapp, and we'll be back with more from the Mosport International Speedway in a moment.
The races, then what? My hope is that you will come and visit me at the Bridlewood Brethren in Christ Church. I'm Pastor Kelly, Mosport's track pastor, also known as the Rev. Our church is located at 480 Huntingwood Drive between Warden and Pharmacy. Our Sunday morning worship service starting September 10 will be at 11 a.m., where you will hear my positive, challenging message of hope that will encourage you to stay away from life's walls, out of the pits, and on the right track so that you will win God's checkered flag.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or, if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Welcome back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. Here he is, a champion in 2 divisions by the looks of it. Graham Brown, he won that last heat for the Modifieds, and it looks as though you're the Modified champion and the Street Stock champion this year. Hey, congratulations. Great job.
Thanks a lot. We really tried hard this year. The whole R&B Motorsports team has just put together a great car, and I can't ask any more for them.
Has it even sunk in? Still, you're in race mode with features coming up. Has it sunk into you that you've won 2 features or 2 championships in '95?
Not really yet. I just look at this as another week as every other week has been. It's just this year I've been looking at it not as a championship year, but just as a consistency year.
Well, that paid off for you double time. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Graham Brown, he took the last heat, and he's also their champion this year in 2 classes, Street Stocks and the Modifieds. We'll be right back with more to wrap it up from the heats and go on to the features.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by A's Auto Body, collision and refinishing of all cars and trucks at all makes and models. A's Auto Body is located at 838 Ritson Road South in Oshawa. And for more information, telephone 571-3843. A's Auto Body, serving Durham for over 15 years.
An ordinary hamburger and your Banquet Burger Deluxe. Either is good depending on what you want, which brings us to Midas Mufflers. At Midas, they have top-quality Midas mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Or they have the Economizer at a very reasonable price and guaranteed for 1 full year. The point is, you get some choice in the menu, which is important. I like choice. I have one to make right now. I've made it. It's the way it should be. Midas.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a somewhat dark and getting set for features Mosport International Speedway and another night of Mosport Speedway Thunder. I'm Glenn Butt, along with Jim Martin once again to sort of run down what's happened so far as the heats are concerned and how the points look coming into tonight's races as we're into our second last night of points races.
Well, we've got some tight ones, there's no doubt about it. On the other hand, at the other end of the scale, that Graham Brown guy is pretty pleased with things so far tonight. He's already wrapped up a couple championships from the look of things, and everybody behind him, though, is still embroiled in some pretty good dogfights as far as second, third, fourth, and fifth is in those 2 particular classes. However, there's still lots of racing to come. We've got 4 feature races on tap tonight, including Mosport's Modified, so it should be a great night.
Yeah, the first year for the Modifieds. Let's take a look at the points as they came into the night, starting off with the Thunder cars, of course, Ken Donaldson, and wait till you see what he has on his car this time. But we've got the Thunder cars, first of all, and there he is with 639 points. He's out in front.
Yeah, he's sponsored by a taxi company here in the Durham area, and, well, he's got one of the taxi cab lights on the roof of the car. He doesn't have the Coyote mug on the hood anymore, but he's got the taxi cab light on the top, and it doesn't seem to have slowed the car down at all. Dan Robinson still driving really well. Richie Minette put on a little demonstration here tonight, and it seems as though the number 5 car is really hooked up tonight, so watch for Richie. He should have a good night if things continue.
Yeah, we'll move on to the Street Stocks next, and just finally in the Thunder cars, actually from the heat finishes, Dan's very concerned because Richie has 2 first place in the heats, and it's making second place real tight. Now, let's take a look at the Street Stocks, and it's already decided. Of course, keep in mind that this is coming into the night, but Graham Brown has indeed locked up the championship in Street Stocks.
Yeah, Graham Brown drove relatively conservatively in the 2 heat races tonight and locked up that championship. Derek Henderson still driving well, and Rick Boucher and Glenn Fricker have been up there as far as the heat races tonight as well. So it should be an interesting feature. there's no pressure on Graham Brown, so it's a matter of whether he just plain wants to win this one or not. We'll have to wait and see.
Should be a fun feature, and of course, Derek Henderson, as a second-year driver, is real pleased with second in the points, and we'll move along and show you what's happening in the modifieds coming into the night. Now, the modifieds again, it's Graham Brown. He's got it all, and that's something to be said. The driver takes 2 out of the 5 divisions in the championships in his, fourth year of racing.
Yeah, it's not an easy feat by any stretch. Just to have that much machinery as well prepared as it has been all season long, and jump from one car to another, 5 and 6 times a night kind of thing, go from one to the other and still remain up in front. He's really put on a demonstration this season, and once again, we'd like to congratulate Graham Brown.
And Darrell Leatherdale has been doing a fine job to stay in second there. He's had a couple rough nights himself, but some consistent races like he always has with that TTR car.
Yeah, Tom Wilson and Dwight Brown are right up in those point standings as well. So now there's a battle that could be decided as we go through the evening tonight. Darrell Leatherdale's got a little bit of an advantage over Tom and Dwight, but not much. Tom and Dwight only separated by a couple points coming into tonight.
And now we'll have a look at the late model sportsmen, and that's one of the tightest battles of all the divisions, that and the super late models, which will be back again next week. But looking at the late model sportsmen's, wow, this is getting to be pretty interesting.
No doubt about it. Mike Horton has really done a great job as far as hauling his car up here from Dunnville along the Lake Erie shore every Saturday night. And just that consistency has really paid dividends for him. He's got about a 20-point advantage over Frank Botto. Joseph, over the last month or so, has really come on, though. He's been winning like 2 and 3 times a night, and he's, again, on his way to do just that from the look of things as far as the sportsman class is concerned. So as far as how things will shake out in that class, we may have to wait until the last night.
May indeed, and as the car drove by us, that means we're about set to go racing once again here at Mosport International Speedway, and we'll be back with more of Speedway Thunder.
In the fast-paced world of video production, it all narrows down to one: moments in time. Supporters of Mosport, we specialize in the video production of weddings, sports events, concerts, children's parties, and corporate videos. Owned and operated by a trained and experienced professional, expect the best from videographer Daniil Hatherley. For more information, call area code 905-571-2757.
Drivers have to get their cars back to the pit in some manner, in some fashion, when they've got work to do after crashing or whatever else happens to their car, and it's the guys from DNS Towing that get them back into the pits. And Tim McDonald, you're one of those guys. You guys are out here every week just like the drivers and doing a good job.
Well, thank you very much. DNS has made a commitment to Mosport, both on the oval and the road course, as well as the Toronto Indy, and we're proud to be a part of Toronto racing.
About your programs and in fact just lifting up the car, it's just not as simple as hooking onto a car and lifting up and hauling it back.
No, you want to be as quick as possible, but number one is safety. Number two would be no further damage to the car, because these guys want to get them back out, and that's not dissimilar to how we handle the day-to-day operations in the Metro Toronto area as well.
And the guys appreciate the work that you do. I noticed even tonight, Darrell Leatherdale thanked the driver that brought his car in for him.
Yeah, that's always nice when you can be part of helping them get back out on the race. This year, for the first annual, the Chrysler 500, we were able to help James Weaver get back out for one last hot lap. He ended up taking the pole and then winning the race. So to be a part of a winning team sure means a lot to us, and he appreciated it as well.
I was going to ask you about that because you're wearing the Dyson Racing hat, and I was there. That was a spectacular run, and I was there at corner 2 and saw you guys put his car up on the flatbed and bring it back.
Well, when we first got there was the confusion and the panic. Everybody all of a sudden became a part of the wrecker program. Once we informed him that we could get him back out on the track, we were able to do so quickly and efficiently, and that's just part of racing, and he appreciated it greatly.
Well, it must be interesting having to deal with a lot of drivers that are quite anxious to get their cars back to the pit.
Well, some of them are very interesting. In the Toronto Indy, you meet a lot of different personalities. But the racing here at Mosport is very similar, and the entertainment value out here at Mosport is just fantastic. There's not the Andretti's or the Unsers, but the names are different, but the competitive edge and pushing the cars to the edge is here every night.
And, you know, it's DNS Towing that helped get those cars back off the track and back into green flag racing to make it so entertaining for the fans, and we appreciate it, and everybody appreciates the work that everybody here does.
Well, thank you very much, and like I said, we're proud to be a part of it.
Great, thank you, Tim. And we'll be back with more as the features are getting set to start. The Thunder cars are going to take to the track in a moment.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
On the front row of the field, the first of our feature races tonight, Skylight Donuts Night here at Mosport International Speedway. It's Kim Powers in the 31 car. They race down the front straightaway. We're under green. Kim Powers in the 31 machine down the front straightaway, sponsored by the Transmission Place, Durham Rescue and Towing, P.J. Larkin and Sons. Leads the field in behind the number 66 machine, West Hills, Terry Shaw. In behind that group, we've got the 47 car of Oshawa's Larry Brown and the Lorry Engine QB Racing and Oshawa's Cycle Salvage sponsored machine. A huge field in the Thunder car feature race tonight here at Mosport. 20 laps altogether for the Thunder cars, and we've got 1 lap down. 3 abreast through corner number 1. Some cars tangling, a little sheet metal being traded over there in number 2 between Neil Singerling and Steve Martin. The 41 car moving backwards through the field after that altercation, but continues to run. It's still Kim Powers, Terry Shaw. The 47 runs in 3rd place. That's Larry Brown from Oshawa. 4th place right now is Robin McNevin. Then the 24 of Sean Hardy runs in the top 5. We've got cars side by side, 3 abreast into corner number 1. Craig Chen to the inside. Neil Singerling. Dave Crowther gets involved over there too. Jim Remington, the 03 car, moves up beside Singerling down the straightaway as he chases Chen. 2 cars in the pits. The 78 machine of Sean Knapp, and it looks like the 82, the Doug Wilkes car, will be retired as well, or at least stops in along the pits. And the crew goes to work underneath the hood of the 81 car. Kim Powers leads now. 3 laps are down of our 20-lap feature race for the Thunder cars as we've got somebody sideways in the middle of 1. The 1 car of Gary Young out of Ajax spins around. He'll drive it back onto the racetrack and continue along. We are still green. A great piece of driving by Gary Young. We've got cars into the wall along the front straightaway. The number 4 machine of Vic Minette gets into contact with the outside of turn number 4, but continues along. We're not sure exactly why. We got a piece of race car on the track. That's why we're under yellow. I believe the back bumper of Vic Minette's car came off in the altercation with a wall on the outside of turn number 4 just a moment ago. The safety crews are after it already. The back bumper of the number 4 machine brings out a yellow here in Mosport. We are 4 laps into our 20-lap Thunder car feature for the Skylight Donuts Night at Mosport International Speedway.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
Into turn number 4, Kim Powers leads the field as we're about to go green once again. After some debris brought out the yellow flag just a moment ago, we have completed 4 laps. The green is out. Here we go once again. Kim Powers leads the field down into turn number 1. Robin McNevin runs in second. Terry Shaw is third. To the high side of the racetrack, Sean Hardy in the 24 car runs in 4th place. 5th now, Jim Remington, 03 car. Remington on his way toward the front gets by Hardy and now drives up beside Terry Shaw into turn number 3. We almost get cars 3 wide, which is really a tough thing to do here at Mosport in 3. Down the front straightaway, Kim Powers still leads the crowd. Remington's on his way toward the front, though. The 03 car out of Pontypool, usually shared with Rob LeBlanc, the Kevin Avery Remax sponsored car, now runs in second to the high side of Robin McNevin. The Oshawa native Robin McNevin runs in 3rd spot on the racetrack. The 91 car, sponsored by folks like Engine Tech and Lakefront Tire and Midas in Oshawa, runs in 3rd spot. And side by side, here's a battle for first down the front straightaway. Jim Remington steals this one and makes it look pretty easy. The 23 car in the pits, car number 23, Tim Peters out of Coburg, stops it along pit lane. The car is smoking badly, and we're not sure what's wrong with it, but it's not real healthy. The 23 machine will be retired from the look of it unless they can fix whatever's wrong with it. It stops it along the pits. Maybe they can fix it. The battle for first continues. Now Richie Minette is side by side with a race leader in 4. Gets it in the nose of the 5 car out front. Richie Minette, one of the heat winners earlier on today. The Georgetown native in the Sherway temperature control Timeless Treasure sponsored vehicle really has it hooked up tonight. We watched them pass some people and pass a couple of people on the outside, which is real tough to do at most racetracks, in particular here at Mosport, and he did it on 2 separate occasions tonight to take over the lead. Richie Minette is our race leader. Jimmy Remington falls to 2nd spot. 3rd now is Kim Powers. Don Commons runs in 4th, just in front of the number 3 Ken Donaldson machine. Ken Donaldson runs in 5th place. 6th now is Robin McNevin. 7th is Don Andrews. 8th place in the field now is Terry Shaw. He and Sean Hardy run side by side. Craig Chen, the yellow 19 car, to the inside of Terry Shaw as they literally run 3 abreast into turn number 3 on the outside. It's the 95 of Terry Tomsett. They managed to do it all the way through 3 and 4. Chen and Shaw trade a little paint down the front straightaway and get away with it. Craig Chen gets in front of Terry Shaw. Now runs side by side with Terry Tomsett. That's well back in the field. That's a battle for 8th place, but still a good one. Down the back straightaway, they run side by side. Terry Shaw loses ground on that one. And up behind that group, here comes, we've got Ken Donaldson in there, the number 2 of Dan Robinson. Some of the quicker runners out on the racetrack are moving their way through the field in a big hurry. Down the back straightaway, our race leader is Richie Minette. Dan Robinson still trying to get the green number 2 machine by Craig Chen and Terry Tomsett. One of the perennial front runners here gets it up beside the Craig Chen machine, or at least looks that way, into turn number 3. Dan Robinson runs side by side with Chen down the front straightaway and will probably steal that spot into turn number 1. Does so. The race order now with 11 laps completed when they cross the start-finish line. Richie Minette, Ken Donaldson, and Jim Remington in a great battle on the far side of the racetrack, just coming onto the start-finish line. Down the start-finish line, Ken Donaldson takes over 2nd place at the stripe. Into turn number 1 now. The race leader still a good 60 yards out in front of the 2nd place machine. Richie Minette's all by himself on the back straightaway and into turn number 3. That's our race leader. The purple and yellow number 5 car exits turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. A battle a little bit further back in the field. The 47 and 25 cars run side by side. Larry Brown and Ross Pettiver. Ross had a pretty fair run in one of our earlier races tonight and looks for another good result tonight. Dan Robinson tries to make his way through the field. Currently sits in 6th place, I believe. He'll try to get by Kim Powers in just a moment. Run side by side with Kim into turn number 3. Dan Robinson second in the point standings with 579 coming into tonight's action. Dan Robinson takes another spot. Kim Powers slips one more notch as they break into turn number 1. Robinson steals that spot away from Kim Powers, who started on the pole tonight. 14 laps have been completed. Next time around, the race leader gets a 5 laps remaining side. 5 to go. Craig Chen and Terry Tomsett run side by side through turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. The field will spread out now here at Mosport International Speedway. A 20-lap heat race. 5 laps remain for the race leader as Richie Minette comes down the start-finish line. There are now 4 to go. The race leader and the second place car in corner number 1 now through true. Our race leader, the number 5 Richie Minette machine, down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. Now with just a slight advantage, it shrinks every lap. The 5 car trying to stay out front of the number 3 Ken Donaldson machine. The blue flag being given to the competitors down the front straightaway, warning them to stay out of the race leader's way. A good battle develops for first spot. The 55 machine goes a lap down. That's John Smith out of Ajax. Or Fred Travis, rather, goes a lap down to the balance of the field as Ken Donaldson continues to try to hunt down Richie Minette. Donaldson had a little cup on the hood of that car. Now, apparently, the cup is on the inside. He still runs with Wile E. Coyote, but it's on the inside of the car now. But on the roof, he's got one of his sponsors' signs. Ken Donaldson with a Durham Rapid Taxi sign on the roof gets right up on the back bumper of Richie Minette. Minette standing third as we get into this one. The yellow flag is out here at Mosport as we've got Don Andrews' 27 car up against the wall in turn number 3. Richie Minette goes by the 27 machine as Don Andrews gets out, and he's obviously all right. The car, though, maybe another question. We've got 8. We have 17 complete laps. Whether they'll count the 18th or not, we'll have to wait and see. Just a couple laps remain, though, in our Thunder Car feature race here at Mosport International Speedway.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder has been sponsored by DNS Towing Service, the official towing service for the Molson Indy and Mosport Park. DNS Towing holds public auctions every 4 to 6 weeks on their premises located at 111 Torrey York Drive in Weston. For more information about the next auction on September the 16th, telephone 416-745-5555.
After the races, then what? My hope is that you will come and visit me at the Bridlewood Brethren in Christ Church. I'm Pastor Kelly, Mosport's track pastor, also known as the Rev. Our church is located at 480 Huntingwood Drive between Warden and Pharmacy. Our Sunday morning worship service starting September 10 will be at 11 a.m., where you will hear my positive, challenging message of hope that will encourage you to stay away from life's walls, out of the pits, and on the right track so that you will win God's checkered flag.
With a jump on the green flag, we've got a big challenge for the lead. As a matter of fact, the white number 3 car is just a nose out in front of Richie Minette. Ken Donaldson is our race leader headed into turn number 3 as we've just gone green once again here at Mosport. The flags come up, and this time around they will get the 2 laps remaining side. Richie Minette runs side by side with Ken Donaldson. Donaldson trying to hold off Richie Minette in corner number 1. Minette gets stuck to the high side of the racetrack. Donaldson dove down low into corner number 1 the first time around and now takes over first place. Ken Donaldson, Richie Minette. Jim Remington runs third. Fourth place is Don Coppins. Fifth and challenging on the outside is Dan Robinson. The white flag, 1 lap to go. Donaldson drives over and tries to cover the number 5 of Richie Minette. Richie trying to gain that spot back, and he's got a lap to do it. The white flag lap, 1 to go as Dan Robinson gets into the back corner of Don Coppins. 2 more corners. Vic Minette's number 4 car drives down the low side of the racetrack. Richie tries to get inside Donaldson. Ken Donaldson will win this feature. Richie Minette runs second. Third will go to Jim Remington. Fourth place, Don Coppins. Fifth will go to Dan Robinson. And rounding out the top 6, Sean Hardy from Orono in the Easton Audio sponsored car. 20 laps have been completed, the first of our 4 feature races, and Ken Donaldson wins the Thunder Car feature at Mosport.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by A's Auto Body, collision and refinishing of all cars and trucks at all makes and models. A's Auto Body is located at 838 Ritson Road South in Oshawa. And for more information, telephone 571-3843. A's Auto Body, serving Durham for over 15 years.
The street stock cars continue to circulate as Ken Donaldson collects his hardware along the start-finish line as we get ready for the second of our 4 feature races tonight here at Mosport. Skylight Donuts night, the highlight of your day. The folks from Bowmanville Highway 115 in Orono and Coburg as well have come out to join us tonight and are donating the proceeds from all the donuts they sell to the Bowmanville Hospital Foundation. And we'd like to thank them very much for their participation. The street stock cars down the front straightaway on the pole, complete with a for sale sign in the side window, car number 65. Driven tonight by Rick Mitchell from Oshawa, the Duval Trucking WJM Assembly and Ajax Auto Records sponsored car. Beside him, driving the yellow number 9 machine. Last time I looked, I believe that one is also up for grabs. If you want to go racing, you might want to talk to Rick Lemons out of Schaumburg. Rick driving the 9 car, sponsored by Newmarket Iron and Steel OK Tire, Aurora Transmission too. The next row of the field, the 27 of Joe Bovacqua from Scarborough. To the outside, again, another car that's got a for sale sign in it as the drivers are looking to move up in class next season. The 32 of Rick Boucher from Oshawa, the TJT Racing Products. JD Welding, Donbot Auto Body, McKinnon Brothers Contracting, 32 car. Now we get back to row number 3 in our field. And I believe we'll have to the inside Owen Smith out of Schaumburg. The Chuck's Billiard Club, Bestway Casters, GNR Automotive sponsored car. And beside him, driving car number 6, is Scott Harrison tonight. Scott Harrison from Uxbridge, just up the road from Mosport, in the Harrison Auto Center M-Tech Racing and 4 Dimensions signed sponsored car. The white flag shown to the drivers when they come down the start-finish line here indicates 1 lap to go. Our Chevy Camaro pace car immediately shuts the lights off in turn number 1, sprints out ahead of the field, and will drive into the pits and out of harm's way. The field stretches around 1 and now into 2 down the back straightaway, and we'll go racing in just a moment. Here at Mosport, the Street Stock 20-lap feature in just a second. Out of turn number 3 into 4, they cross the acceleration stripe for the green flag, and here they come. Rick Mitchell brings the field down the start-finish line. Lemons in beside him. Rick Boucher drives around the high side and challenges for the lead right off the bat. Boucher and Mitchell run side by side. Joe Bavacqua runs in 3rd now. Owen Smith runs up to 4th place. 5th will be the 90 car of Steve Knapp from Thornhill. Rick Lemons in that group. 3 abreast in turn number 3. The number 6 Scott Harrison car, the odd man out in that group as they exit turn number 4. Harrison gets the car sideways, and we've got a little bumper tag at the exit of 4, but everybody manages to survive as Scott Harrison sees the wall coming up quick and has to crank that one over and just manages to avoid the wall, but does get into the side of Rick Lemon just a little. Rick Boucher is all by himself. He's got nearly a quarter straightaway length lead on the balance of the field. The black number 32 machine leads Rick Mitchell now in 2nd place. Joe Bovacqua runs 3rd. This time Harrison gets into the side of the 18 car. Glenn Fricker gets tagged big time as once again Harrison gets it sideways in 4 and collects 2 other cars. Glenn Fricker in particular loses a wheel. The wheel goes bouncing down into the pits. The 09 car gets stopped. Glenn Fricker is out of the car and immediately begins inspecting the damage. Scott Harrison gets out and takes a peek at his as well. Apparently the tire from Glenn Fricker's car not only came off, bounced over the pit road, bounced through the infield, and eventually came to rest on the back straightaway. How that tire didn't contact anybody in its travels is really some kind of a miracle. Two cars have come to rest on the front straightaway. Glenn Fricker, who gives Rick Boucher the thumbs up as he goes by. Scott Harrison, inspecting the damage to the tow machinery, is on the scene. Glenn Fricker, fourth in the point standings, coming into this one, can do nothing but watch the field go by. We're under yellow here at Mosport.
Hey, Jim, I gotta go. My taxi's here. Congratulations to Ken Donaldson once again, a feature winner. Hey, good job.
Thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun, that race. The 5 car the last couple weeks, that thing is really fast.
Strong.
Yeah, he was. I wouldn't have caught him if that caution came out. And I got a pocket full of little trinkets everyone's been giving me for good luck charms, and they sure worked tonight, because if I never got that caution, I wouldn't have caught him.
It was a good run right to the front, but you know what? I have to tell everybody that a few weeks ago we mentioned how he's got the trophies and people are coming up and getting his trophies, but hang on, okay? He wants to keep a few himself now, right?
Back in the mid-'80s, I won a few trophies, and actually, to be honest with you, my wife Sandy, who I think is a bigger stock car fan than I am, she said if I bring any more dust collectors home, she'll hit me with them. So it's a lot of fun to give them away, because if you win a race and you see a 9-year-old or a 7-year-old come up and you give them the trophy, man, money can't buy the expression on the guy's face. It's unbelievable.
And you know how much money I've spent on the slot car track at the carnivals trying to win trophies?
Yeah, probably quite a bit.
Well, congratulations on another feature win, Ken.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, we'll be right back with more of Mosport Speedway and the Street Stocks.
An ordinary hamburger and your Banquet Burger Deluxe. Either is good depending on what you want, which brings us to Midas Mufflers. At Midas, they have top quality Midas mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Or they have the Economizer at a very reasonable price and guaranteed for 1 full year. The point is, you get some choice in the menu, which is important. I like choice. I have one to make right now. I've made it. It's the way it should be. Midas.
In the fast-paced world of video production, it all narrows down to one: moments in time. Supporters of Mosport, we specialize in the video production of weddings, sports events, concerts, children's parties, and corporate videos. Owned and operated by a trained and experienced professional, expect the best from videographer Daniil Hatherley. For more information, call area code 905-571-2757.
Flag shown to the drivers along the front straightaway. 1 to go. Rick Lemons is going to rejoin the field at the back of this one in the 9 car. I think the most disappointed driver of the whole bunch after this incident on the front straightaway is probably Rick Boucher, who had himself a pretty substantial lead, and thanks to the yellow, sees it all evaporate. Right on his back bumper at the restart will be Rick Mitchell in the 65 car, Joe Bobacqua's 27, and of course Steve Knabb and the number 40 Bowen Smith in that group as well. The field all bunched up again as we're about to go green here at Mosport. We've just got a couple laps down. This is a 20-lap feature once again. Boucher takes off down the front straightaway at the green. Rick gets a jump on the rest of the field. Rick Mitchell runs in second spot. Bobacqua now looks to the inside of Mitchell at the exit of 2. Bobacqua gets up beside the 65 car as they race for second place. Steve Knabb runs in 4th now, but looks to take away the 3rd spot from Rick Mitchell, and does so in turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, it is still Rick Boucher, the Oshawa native, and the TJT and JB Welding and Don Budd Auto Body sponsored car runs in first place. He's got about a 10-car length advantage. He's quickly, on 2 laps, established the advantage that he had when the yellow came out just a moment ago in the black 32 machine. Bavacqua still runs in second. Steve Knapp drives down the inside to try to take away the second spot and drives beside Bavacqua now. 3 black cars are 1, 2, and 3. Steve Knapp to the inside. As we got a couple of cars tangled up over in 3, Owen Smith and Rick Mitchell. Smith backs the car away, and we're under yellow. They're not going to be able to get him untangled before the rest of the field comes around. So we will go yellow just to be on the safe side. They do, however, get both cars underway. We'll go back to green in just a minute at Mosport.
Good run for the 03 car. Jim Remington behind the wheel this week. That was a good run for you.
Thanks very much. Yeah, the car's starting to work a little better. We've had our problems with it, and we've had a little bit of bends and twists, but we're getting them ironed out, and things seem to be working all right. Seem to be working pretty good now.
You happy with the 2-driver system?
Oh yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, it gives lots of people a chance to run their cars and not have to do their own cars. It's good for people that can't afford to do it all year. That's great. Mosport's done really well doing that. There are other tracks that won't do that, but this place has done just fabulous that way.
It was a good race tonight, Jim. I guess Rob's going to have the car for the final night?
I'm not sure. He just sold his house, so whatever. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I'm fun watching or fun driving.
All right, well done.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, I'll just get you out of the side for a second. And Don Coppins, bring you in here. Congratulations, Don. The number 44 car was working real good tonight as well.
Thank you very much.
As far as the running, a pretty competitive race.
Yeah, it was very competitive for the amount of traffic that was out there. It was a fairly clean race.
Yeah, it was. So as far as yourself and the points are concerned, you've been moving up steadily, been running very strong all season long, and I think it's 4th now in the points.
Yeah, I believe I stand in 4th position now, and I've just been fairly consistent. I try to finish in the top 5 every week. I've only won a heat so far this year, so I'm happy with my point standings.
Yeah, consistency always does a fine job. Congratulations.
Thanks again, Glenn.
Okay, that's Don Coppins, Jim, and back to you as we're about set to go racing.
The team continues to work underneath the back of the 18 car to see if it's repairable. Already we've seen the number 6 car come back. Scott Harrison, the other one involved in that front straightaway melee just a moment ago. Scott Harrison is back with us. The field is being set back into the proper order. We'll have a restart in just a minute from Mosport. It's Skylight Donuts night tonight here at Mosport International Speedway.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
Down the front straightaway, Rick Boucher once again leads the field under green. We've only got 4 laps into this one, but every lap we've had something going on. We are under yellow once again, and I believe this yellow is to let the 9 Rick Lemons car rejoin at the back of the field. Rick Lemons, the subject of a little controversy a minute ago. The race officials weren't sure whether he had gone off the racetrack or not. If you go off the racetrack, bring your car into the pits, the car is disqualified from further competition. So, as it stands, the 9 car, it is ruled, did not go into the pits and will rejoin at the back of the field. We'll have another restart in just a second. We are under yellow as Rick Lemons' number 9 machine rejoins at the back of the field. I think everybody is in the proper order. Rick Boucher is out front. Steve Knapp runs second. Third is Joe Bavacqua. We got a white flag along the back straightaway. Everybody's in the proper order, and we'll go once again in just a second. And Rick Lemons is in his proper position beside the number 6 machine of Scott Harrison. Here comes Rick Boucher once again as he'll try to establish that lead that he had just a moment ago. Boucher, Nab, Bavacqua, Graham Brown runs in 4th spot. Down the back straightaway and around down the front once again. This will be lap number 5. 5 laps will have been completed when Rick Boucher crosses the start-finish line.
Street stocks are still on the track, but this guy's night is done early. Glenn Fricker, boy, he came out of corner 4, and what happened?
Don't know. Just the car was real fast tonight. I was trying to get through traffic as quick as I could, and had a good run up on the outside. And I don't know, something happened to the 6th car, or somebody hit him, I don't know, but collected my right rear, snapped the axle off.
Scott's actually back out on the track, so he's able to get going again. As far as yours is concerned, just the axle?
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, well, we just got the invitationals left for the street stocks because this was the final night for the points, and it wasn't a bad season, but I guess you would have liked a little bit better of a season at the start there.
Yeah, the start really hurt us. I think we were 13th after the second points night, but considering that, we'll take the 4th in the points we have now. I think we're safe.
Yeah.
So, and I'd just like to thank some sponsors, the Tudor Arms Pub, Ajax Muffler and Rad, there's a few others, but they all know who they are.
All right, thanks, Glenn.
No problem.
Jim, back to you.
At the exit of turn number 4, our race leader, it'll be 8 laps complete when he comes down the start-finish line. Rick Boucher holding off Steve Nab, and now Graham Brown runs in 3rd spot. 4th is Derek Henderson. 5th place is Joe Bavacqua. 6th place now is Phil Ross, and Ross moves to the inside of Bavacqua. Bob Kish is right in behind. A 3-car battle up front with half a straightaway separating 3rd from 4th now. Rick Boucher, Steve Nab, Graham Brown, 1, 2, and 3. A 3-car battle for first down the front straightaway. The next bunch led by Derek Henderson, Phil Ross, Bob Kish, and Joe Bavacqua. A couple of great battles on the racetrack. Nab still trying to hold off the charging number 22 car in behind him. Graham Brown moves toward the front but can't make a move this time around as they drive into corner number 3. Brown again looks to the high side of this one. The street stock points have already been clinched as far as Graham Brown's concerned. Graham looks to the inside of Steve Nab this time and gets the nose of the 22 car up beside him. Rick Boucher takes advantage of the dicing going on behind him and puts a little distance between himself and the balance of the field. Only about a car length and a half now, but still the biggest gap that he's had since we went green just a moment ago. Rick Boucher, 3rd place in the point standings coming into this one. Glenn Fricker sat in 4th spot and is out as the car continues to be worked on. Graham Brown, though, has this one all wrapped up and currently sits in 2nd place on the racetrack. The blue 22 machine, 1st place in the point standings, 2nd place on the track right now. And the 90 car of Steve Nab runs right in behind in 3rd, a 2-car length gap. Boucher trying to hold off Graham Brown. 12 laps have been completed now. The number 3 machine of Brent Sullivan slowly makes his way around the racetrack. Sullivan sitting in 10th in the point standings with a tire gone down on that car, brings it in along pit lane. Boucher with a car length advantage over Brown now. Steve Nab runs in 3rd, 2 car lengths back of 2nd place Brown, and right behind him here comes the 71 car of Derek Henderson. Henderson drives up and challenges for 3rd spot. Brent Sullivan retires the number 3 machine now into the pits. Down the back straightaway, Graham Brown looks for some kind of an advantage that he can press against our race leader. Into 3 and now into turn number 4. 14 laps will have been completed in just a minute. Down the start-finish line again. There doesn't seem to be a quick way around for Graham Brown. Right on the back bumper of the 32 car. Brown looks to the inside of the racetrack, gets it a little sideways in 2 and gives Arling. Graham Brown slides backwards just a little bit with a mistake in turn number 2. It's still Rick Boucher, Graham Brown, Steve Nab, Derek Henderson. Phil Ross now runs in 5th place. 6th is Bob Kish. 5 laps remain. The 5-lap sign being given to the drivers as they cross underneath the starters stand here at Mosport. Boucher a car length back to Graham Brown now. Derek Henderson has about half a dozen car lengths to make up to get involved in that fight for first. Steve Nab, the 90 car out of Thornhill, the Pickering Home Improvements and Downtown Rug Company car, runs in 4th place, perhaps one of his better runs of the season. The last points night here at Mosport International Speedway. It's invitational week next week here at Mosport. Graham Brown gets the bumper of the 22 car up beside Boucher. A slight advantage into turn number 3 for Boucher, and they touch. Boucher holds on to it a car length again, opens up between first and second place. The best race of the evening continues as Brown gets a little warning from the starter stand, as contact is not supposed to be a part of motor racing. However, now and then it does occur, but it certainly isn't encouraged. Graham Brown runs in second place. Only a car length separates first and second now. This time around, they'll get the 2-lap side. 2 laps to go. Rick Boucher trying to hold off Graham Brown. Brown again to the inside. Can't find an advantage. Boucher holds the line into turn number 1. Boucher, Brown, Derek Henderson has crept into the picture now. Derek Henderson's 71 machine now trying to sneak up on the race leaders. Boucher gets a good jump out of turn number 2 and needs it as Brown gets up beside him at the exit of the corner. Rick Boucher with 1 to go. The white flag will come out this time around. Boucher's going to make him drive around the high side if he's going to do it at all. Boucher into corner number 1. A 3-car battle for first as Derek Henderson is up beside Graham Brown now. Henderson and Brown run side by side. Steve Knapp runs in 4th. 5th belongs to Phil Ross. 6th is Bob Kish. Into turn number 3. Henderson and Brown run side by side. Rick Boucher just in front. Down the start-finish line. The final points race belongs to Rick Boucher. Graham Brown runs second. 3rd place will go to Derek Henderson. A great race here at Mosport. Rick Boucher is our race winner. Derek Henderson holds on for 3rd spot. A well-deserved win for Rick Boucher tonight.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder has been sponsored by DNS Towing Service, the official towing service for the Molson Indy and Mosport Park. DNS Towing holds public auctions every 4 to 6 weeks on their premises located at 111 Torrey York Drive in Weston. For more information about the next auction on September the 16th, telephone 416-745-5555.
The lights go off in the Chevy Camaro pace car. We're about to go racing once again. It's Skylight Donuts night tonight, and the folks up in the announce tower in particular are pleased to announce that the Skylight Donuts that were set up here were not only terrific, but they were also plenty hot. Whoa! No, they were good. Thank you very much. Skylight Donuts night tonight here at Mosport, donating the proceeds from the sale of the donuts to the Bowmanville Hospital Foundation. And if you want to step right over here, sir, come on over here for a second. Your name, please?
Robert Nottingham.
Robert, congratulations. You're the winner of the QMI Premium Engine Treatment, courtesy of Mackenzie Maintenance, one of Derek Henderson's sponsors. If you want to bring that or give him a phone call at his phone number there, Mackenzie Maintenance, and they'll set you up with your prize. Thanks for coming to join us. The race is underway. We've got sportsmen out on the racetrack at Mosport International Speedway down the front straightaway. The 90 Ed Beatty, both sponsored sportsman, is our race leader, driving down the inside, trying to find some place to go, and it's going to be tough from that low on the racetrack. Is the number 17 Alex Hamilton car. Hamilton runs in second place. 3rd is Joseph. 4th is Mike Horton. Seth does everything but touch the 17 car. Coming into 3, Seth down low into turn number 4, actually drops a wheel off of the racing surface. Hamilton drives around the high side of Ed Beatty and can't quite make the car stick. As a matter of fact, it gets a little loose and drops back behind him once again. Ed Beatty, Alex Hamilton. Hamilton drives up beside him once again. Still can't get it done. Joseph runs in 3rd. 4th place is the Mike Horton number 31X car. First in the point standings coming into tonight's racing action here in Mosport, and driving in 5th place now is the 27. Frank Botto runs in 5th place out on the racetrack. The sportsman category is up for grabs. Alex Hamilton drives the high side around Ed Beatty. Puts the 17 car out front. Beatty on the low side trying to hold on at the exit of turn number 4. A drag race to the line. It's going to be Hamilton. Hamilton, Beatty, Sepp. Now Joseph will try on the high side and almost gets punted. Mike Horton continues to run in 4th. 5th place is Frank Botto. Way back in 6th right now is the 85 of Bill Northam. And Beatty gets it sideways over in turn number 3 and almost takes a couple people with him. And Beatty gets it crossed up. Running second is Mike Horton, who keeps his foot in it. Coming into the racing, only 19 points separated Mike Horton and Frank Botto. Only 23 behind him was Joe Sepp. Alex Hamilton, who missed a number of races after a real hard crash and a fracture in his lower leg, has come back and still runs strongly. Alex Hamilton, to be honest, I'm not sure if he's still driving with a cast on his foot or not, but he certainly drives as if there's no problem. The 17 car is just as fast as it always was. Alex Hamilton is our race leader. Mike Horton runs second. Ed Beatty is third. Joseph 4th. 5th is Frank Botto, who was running in second place coming into tonight's racing as far as the points were concerned. Frank Botto in the 27 car really wants to finish well tonight here at Mosport. 7 laps have been completed. This is a 25-lap feature. Now through corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. Pretty soon he'll be catching up some of the back markers in this field. Scott Milton from Boodley, the 24 car, will be first. Alex Hamilton 4th in the point standings. A little ways back as far as the balance of the field is concerned, but still one of the front runners in this category whenever he comes to Mosport. Alex Hamilton leads handily by at least 30 yards over Mike Horton at the exit of turn number 4. Scott Mill drives to the inside, lets the race leader go by. Alex Hamilton continues to circulate out front. 9 laps have been completed. Hamilton down the back straightaway as the balance of the field gets by the Scott Mill machine. Mike Horton runs in second. Joe Sepp is going to challenge him in just a minute from the look of it. Mike Horton and Sepp run nose to tail. That's the battle for second on the racetrack. A car length and a half separates those two. Into turn number 1. The blue 31X car, the Mustang Saloon sponsored machine, and right behind the Cunningham Racing Engines black number 1 machine of Joe Sepp. Joe on several occasions has made it a hat trick, winning both heat races as well as the feature. Won't have quite that luck tonight, but he'd sure like to win the feature if nothing else. Joe Sepp runs right in behind Mike Horton as the 15 machine goes a lap down to the race leaders. Ron Martin out of Thornhill continues to circulate. One of his first appearances out at Mosport, and he's still on the steep side of the learning curve and unfortunately drives down low and lets the race leaders go by as he goes a lap down. Hamilton now with 12 laps in the books. Shortly we'll be approaching the halfway mark. A 25-lap feature underway here at Mosport International Speedway. Joe Sepp right on the back bumper of the 31X machine. Down that back straightaway, Sepp looks to the inside into 3 and can't find enough running room to get it done. He still drives to the low side of Horton, but the cars are very, very evenly matched. So Joe Sepp continues to run as low as I've seen anybody consistently do so on the racetrack, but can't find any speed advantage on the 31X machine out on the racetrack. Ed Beatty in the number 90 car continues to circulate in 4th spot. The 27 Frank Botto machine runs in 5th. The race leader down the back straightaway, car number 17. The Competition Automotive Alex Hamilton car out of Priceville will be putting Scott Milne another lap down shortly as he opens the lead between first and second place a little bit more. 15 laps have been completed. There are only 10 to go in the feature for our sportsman class here at Mosport tonight. Joe Sepp again right on the back bumper now, gets the nose of the 1 car up beside the 31X into turn number 3. They run door handle to door handle through 3. Sepp with a slight advantage in 4. Joe Sepp runs in second place down the front straightaway. The 57 car is backwards in turn number 1. John Latimer out of Aurora spins the car around. I don't think he had any contact with anything. Despite the fact that he did spin the car, I believe he was all by himself. The 57 machine comes to a stop over in 1. Some smoke comes from underneath the hood. Apparently he had some help.
We had a battle on the track for the street stocks. In fact, I thought maybe, who knows, another lap might have been 3 wide for the photo finish for the win, but it was just about photo finish for second, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Rick was just out front. I drove to the inside of Graham, and I think he had me by about 3 inches. I thought I almost had him. Could have been a second, but third's still good. Another lap, we would have been 3 wide across for sure.
Well, Derek Henderson was the rookie last year in the street stocks, and you finished second in the championship this year. A great run, and you've got the Invitational coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, really happy with second. I don't think we have anything to be ashamed of. A couple heat wins, couple features, nice clean racing this year. I need to thank Carriage Auto Body, Performance Improvements, Custom Automotive, my crew, Jamie and Ted, my girlfriend, Christine. I'd like to say hi to Andy Sandwich, who stayed home, and I'm here just for the glory.
That was a good one. Did you memorize that one?
I've been practicing that for about 3 weeks.
Good job. Congratulations this year.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Derek Henderson, he finished third in the race and second in the championship. We'll be back with more.
After the races, then what? My hope is that you will come and visit me at the Bridlewood Brethren in Christ Church. I'm Pastor Kelly, Mosport's track pastor, also known as the Rev. Our church is located at 480 Huntingwood Drive between Warden and Pharmacy. Our Sunday morning worship service starting September 10 will be at 11 a.m., where you will hear my positive, challenging message of hope that will encourage you to stay away from life's walls, out of the pits, and on the right track so that you will win God's checkered flag.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or, if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Winning the final feature for the street stocks, Rick Boucher. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Every time this guy wins a heat, he's unable to come to us because you're one of these guys that come here and you've got to do all the work on your car with some help. I am so glad that I missed out on that one. David Lee and Jim Rossiter came by and gave him the shower, the congratulatory.
Catch me out there, they can't catch me here, eh?
I don't think we need to say any more than that. Congratulations on the feature.
Thanks a lot.
Rick Boucher, Jim.
Down the front straightaway, lap number 17 in the books for car number 17 out front, Alex Hamilton. The competition automotive car is our race leader. Joseph right on his heels. He is just moments ago gotten by the 31X of Mike Horton. Running in fourth spot on the racetrack is Ed Beatty's Bose-sponsored 90 car, and then it's Frank Botto. Coming up to the closing stages of our sportsman feature, 25 laps altogether. Joseph runs into the back of Alex Hamilton over in turn number 1. It's a straight shot and nobody gets sideways at all, but this could turn into a fun match here as Joseph gave him a little, hey, I'm coming through, so watch your mirrors. I think that's what that was. Seth and Hamilton run nose to tail. Mike Horton is right in behind them. Ed Beatty runs in fourth spot. Fifth is Frank Botto. The 27 machine out of Markham in the Frank's Auto Service Molson Carriage Collision Wagner Brake Pads sponsored car. That's the number 27 machine in fifth place. 6 belongs to the Kevin Avery, or excuse me, the Bill Shackleton Remax sponsored 85 car of Bill Northam. Down the back straightaway, it is still a battle for first place between Joseph, the black number 1, and the 17 of Alex Hamilton. Hamilton is still our race leader as we come up on the last laps. Number 21 just now in the book. Joseph drives to the high side of Hamilton. Rather than run into the back of the car this time, drives a little to the high side and gives them some extra room. They get by one of the back markers. This time it's the Ron Martin 15 car going a lap down to the leaders as they get around the high side. Hamilton slides the car out of turn number 4, and Joseph tries to take advantage. Hamilton drives him right down to the inside of the racetrack and gives him nothing, like not even enough racetrack to drive beside him, kind of nothing, nowhere to go. Joseph, I don't think will be pleased with that turn of events, and now drives to the high side through turn number 3. At the exit of 3, we'll try to drive down the low side of 4, and again Hamilton blocks it. Joseph is all over the back bumper of the 17 car, and this one isn't done yet. Seth to the high side. Mike Horton is right in behind that group now. Mike Horton is taking advantage of the games in front of him and now runs up beside Joseph and touches the back of the 1 car as he slides all the way through turn number 3 and does a great job to hold on to it. Ed Beatty gets in front of Joseph as well. There's going to be some words exchanged at the end of this one. Whoa! Beatty gets up beside Joseph and gets elbowed out of the way. Joseph will drive, or try to drive, beside Frank Botto, who doesn't give him any room. I think Botto saw that one coming and decided to stay out of his way. Now it's another battle. We've got more people, and our race leader will be, race winner rather, will be Alex Hamilton. Mike Horton will finish in second as the checkered flag comes out. Frank Botto will be third. Fourth will go to Joseph, and fifth will be the 90 car of Ed Beatty.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by A's Auto Body, collision and refinishing of all cars and trucks at all makes and models. A's Auto Body is located at 838 Ritson Road South in Oshawa. And for more information, telephone 571-3843. A's Auto Body, serving Durham for over 15 years.
An ordinary hamburger and your banquet burger deluxe. Either is good depending on what you want, which brings us to Midas Mufflers. At Midas, they have top quality Midas mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Or they have the economizer at a very reasonable price and guaranteed for 1 full year. The point is, you get some choice in the menu, which is important. I like choice. I have one to make right now. I've made it. It's the way it should be. Midas.
Down the back straightaway on the front row of the field, John Houston drives car number 90. Beside him we have the number 61 of Wayne Getz out of Burlington. The inside of the next row of the field, Wayne Zoschke from Newcastle drives the 3 car. And the 55 machine beside him is Darren Thring, who's run strong all night. Here comes the green. We're underway here at Mosport. The final feature of the night tonight. The modifieds are out on the racetrack. As driving into first place is the 61 of Wayne Getz, taking the field down the back straightaway. Darren Thring tries the inside in the 55 machine and thinks better of it this time around anyway. There's 25 laps altogether to go. A long way as some cars get tangled up over in corner number 4. The 90 machine slowly moves backwards through the field. John Houston has a problem over in corner number 4, but holds on to it and continues. Our race leader down the back straightaway in the 61 is Wayne Getz. Another pass in the middle of the field is the 2 of Dwight Brown. Gets around one of the slower cars out on the racetrack and now runs in second spot. Darren Thring now runs out front, but only for a moment as Dwight Brown's number 2 car takes over that first spot in corner number 2. Dwight Brown, Darren Thring fights back down the back straightaway. Dwight holds on to first place through corner number 3, and now through 4. A car is sideways in the middle of the crowd, facing the wrong way, and everybody manages to get by him. I believe that is the 71 of Henry Hagan. I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look when the car comes back this way. It's a 61 of Wayne Getz, who spins over in turn number 4. At the back of the field now, car number 61, Wayne Getz. Dwight Brown continues to circulate as we are still under green. It's Dwight Brown, Darren Thring, and now Tom Jackson moves his way toward the front. The 29 car runs in third spot. Doug Sagan's number 81 machine runs in fourth on the racetrack, and Graham Brown in the 02 is right on his back bumper. Graham Brown gets by the 81 Doug Sagan machine, and now Darrell Leatherdale will try to do likewise into corner number 3. Leatherdale holds him on for one more corner anyway as the race leader comes down the start-finish line. The 77 is in the pits. Bruce Knapp out of Oshawa will retire the Tin King-sponsored 77 machine. Darrell Leatherdale gets up beside the 81 car and down the back straightaway, takes away the spot. Darrell Leatherdale moves out in front of Doug Sagan and takes away that spot on the racetrack. That is for 5th place. The race leader down the start finish into corner number 1 once again, Dwight Brown, Darren Thring. Tom Jackson moves in beside Darren Thring in corner number 2, side by side. The 2 black cars duel into corner number 3. Jackson to the low side, Thring to the high side. Tom Jackson takes over 2nd spot now in the 29 car down the front straightaway, moves into 2nd. Larry Jackson runs in 2nd spot now, car number 29. Darren Thring runs in 3rd. 4th is Graham Brown. 5th place is Darrell Leatherdale. 6th place now is Doug Sagan. Dwight Brown is all by himself. Larry Jackson runs in 2nd spot. Darren Thring has fallen to 3rd, and he's only about a car length and a half behind Larry Jackson into corner number 3. The battle on the track now is for 2nd place. Larry Jackson, Darren Thring, and now Graham Brown sneaks into the picture in the 02 car. The 3-car battle in behind the race leader now in corner number 2 and down that straightaway. The 02 of Graham Brown has moved steadily through the field, runs in 4th spot now.
The number 27 car, Frank Votto, joins me a 3rd place in the feature tonight, and the points battle is real tight between yourself and the 1st place of Mike Horton.
Well, 2nd place, I'd be satisfied to finish there. Mike has got so many points ahead of me now, it's going to be pretty hard to catch. But I was pretty pleased that I finished 3rd.
It was a good run, and the 3 of you were pretty tight there at the end.
Oh, it wasn't ever. I was waiting for something like that because I see who was in front of me. I said, something's going to happen. And it happened at the right time. Yeah.
Good job tonight, Frank.
Thank you very much.
Frank Votto finishes 3rd, and we'll go back to Jim.
Dwight Brown, and now a challenge for 3rd place in behind the race leader at the exit of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Larry Jackson runs in 2nd. The battle for 3rd, though, between Darren Thring and Graham Brown side by side into 1. The red 02 car steals the spot away and now runs in 3rd spot. Graham Brown only 1 car away from running in behind his brother. Dwight Brown is our race leader. Graham Brown runs in 3rd. In between, it's Larry Jackson. In behind Graham Brown in the 02 car, we've got the 55 of Darren Thring and the TTR Transport sponsor number 25 of Darrell Leatherdale. Not much separating those two. A little battle damage showing on the 02 car down the back straightaway as a piece of the bodywork is missing from in behind that back wheel. His brother's number 2 machine, though, is in pristine condition, and that's because it's run out front just about all night long. Nobody has really gotten very close to Dwight Brown tonight. 15 laps have been completed. There are 10 to go. Down the front straightaway once again. Some of the back markers get the blue flag now as the race leader catches them up from behind. Some of the cars that will go a lap down when Dwight Brown comes their way down the back straightaway. The number 3, Wayne Zoski out of Newcastle as well. The number 60 car of Jeff Clancy will go a lap down to the leader momentarily. As we are under yellow for reasons I have yet to discover, we are under yellow. We've got a car to the infield at the exit of corner number 2. We've got a car down behind the wall over there, I assume, and I'm not sure who it is. We'll be back with more as soon as we can find a number for you. I'm not sure which car it was that disappeared over there in car number 2. Car 29 is apparently the one that vanished over there, Larry Jackson. Apparently Larry Jackson spun all by himself over in corner number 2, but has been able to right the car and get it restarted. Larry will rejoin the field at the back after bringing up the yellow just a moment ago. We have 16 laps completed.
Second place tonight, but the leader of the late model sportsmen is Mike Horton. A good run tonight.
Thanks a lot. The car's working pretty good. The guys dicing it out up front give us a chance to catch up, but that's racing. We'll take it.
Frank was pretty pleased with tonight, but he figures that you've got enough of a lead on him going into the last night. It's going to be tough.
I could tell you we're not keeping track of the points, but that'd be lying. I'm not even sure. The crew, they keep pretty close tabs on that kind of stuff, so I'm just trying to finish. We're just trying to finish everything.
It was a good season for you this year.
It's been pretty good. We haven't broke a lot of stuff. One engine, couple, minor stuff, but that's to be expected.
But when you're leading the points, it's a good season. So again, congratulations on second tonight and the fact that you're the leader right now going into the final night.
Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank my sponsors once again: Castro, Mustang Saloon, Stevens Auto, and I'd like to thank Jim and Kathy Black. They own the car. They do a fantastic job. My brother-in-law, Jimmer, that does all the fabricating and welding for us. My little nephew, my dad, everybody. It's a really family effort, this kind of stuff. It really is.
And they do a fantastic job with the car, and you do a fantastic job with the driving. Well done.
Thanks.
That's Mike Horton, and we'll go back to Jim.
The drivers get the white flag down the back straightaway, and momentarily we'll get a green along the front. The race leader with 16 laps completed, 9 to go, is Dwight Brown. Graham Brown runs in second in 02. The 55, Darren Thring, runs in third spot. Fourth in the 25 car is Darrell Leatherdale, and beside him in car number 08 is Rick Woolner. We're under green and back racing at Mosport. Darren Thring gets it all crossed up in corner number 1 and gives away 1, 2, 3 spots on the racetrack. The 55 car suddenly finds itself back in 6th place as Darren Thring makes a mistake over on the far side of the racetrack and loses a couple spots as Darrell Leatherdale, Rick Woolner, as well as Doug Sagan get by in the red 81 machine. Doug Sagan is now just out in front of Darren Thring. A little bit further back in the field, Bob Moxley continues to run well. The number 8 car out of Janetville, the Elgin Autos Parts and Churcher's Auto Service machine in a big battle over there. 4 cars, as a matter of fact, including the Larry Jackson 29 machine involved over there. John Houston runs in that group as well. The race leader now down the back straightaway. Pulls on a bit of a lead over his brother, Graham Brown, who wrapped up 2 championships tonight, runs in second spot in the modifieds. Dwight Brown is on front. Graham Brown runs second. Darrell Leatherdale challenges Graham down that back straightaway. The black 25 machine closes up on the back of the 02 car. There's not quite as much of the back of the zero car as we originally started out with tonight. After a little altercation in one of the corners at Mosport, nonetheless, the 02 machine still continues to circulate rather strongly. Strong enough to hold on to second spot so far. We've only got 5 laps left. There are 20 laps down. 5 to go tonight as we wrap up the racing in Mosport International Speedway for Skylight Donuts night. Down the inside, Darrell Leatherdale gets a jump on the 02. Graham Brown down the back straightaway. They run side by side. The best battle so far tonight as far as the modifieds. It comes down to 2 cars in a battle for second place. Dwight Brown's out front, Darrell Leatherdale with just the nose of the 25 car out front. Into turn number 1, they're still side by side. Leatherdale with a slight advantage, about a half car length, and now he tries to get the entire car out in front of the nose of the 02 machine. Does it on the back straightaway and takes second. Darrell Leatherdale runs in second spot as he gets by Graham Brown. Now Rick Woolner will try to do likewise in the 08 car. Woolner will have to do it on the high side of the racetrack. I was going to say do it the hard way, but that's kind of one and the same. Woolner drives down the inside as once again the 02 car slides a little high in turn number 2. It's not quite hooked up tonight, and the 02 machine is a bit of a handful for Graham Brown as he falls to 4th spot on the racetrack and gets into the back bumper of the 08 machine. 1 lap to go. There is 1 lap left as Graham Brown gives Rick Woolner a little tap at the exit of turn number 4 and does everything but put him into the wall. 1 corner left and a little bit of a straightaway for the race winner. The checkered flag comes out for Dwight Brown. Second will go to Darrell Leatherdale. Third, Rick Woolner. I wouldn't be surprised if Woolner and Graham Brown exchange words before tonight is over, because on a scale of 1 to 10, that was nasty. A fun way to end things tonight at Mosport.
Last time we saw this guy, he was hobbling around the pits in crutches, and in fact, to interview you, we had to bring the car up because you were already strapped in and he couldn't walk around. But here you are, you're standing, and you're a feature winner. We can only say welcome back.
Thank you, Glenn. We're glad to be back. It was a good race, and we started good. That really helped us tonight.
As far as the points are concerned, do you really care now at this point? You're trying to get all that you can out of it?
I'm not sure where we are. We're in the count, that's all I know. But I really want to thank Competition Automotive. We had a brand new motor in tonight. First run, it's running pretty good.
Yeah, a first place, not bad at all.
Thank you.
As far as the ankle goes, how's everything going as far as that's concerned?
According to me, it's going fine. According to the doctor, I don't know, but it feels pretty good.
Did they say you could come back and race?
They said not to come back and race, but we did anyway.
All right, well, I won't let you be standing here too much longer. I'll let you get back and have a seat at the trailer. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Glenn.
Just to let you know as well that I joking around with him, I said he should have one of these 4-wheel cars to come across here. He says, no, I'd rather walk. Alex Hamilton, he's a fighter. We'll be right back.
In the fast-paced world of video production, it all narrows down to 1: moments in time. Supporters of Mosport, we specialize in the video production of weddings, sports events, concerts, children's parties, and corporate videos. Owned and operated by a trained and experienced professional, expect the best from videographer Daniil Hatherley. For more information, call area code 905-571-2757.
All right, we're at the winner's circle, and joining me, first of all, is Darrell Leatherdale. Not a bad run tonight, but overall for the championship, second in the points, and it's looking not too bad coming into the final night next week.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. He's got a full night on me, but, you know, we didn't have too bad a night. We had a bit of a tangle there in the first heat, got it straightened out, and had a good run in the feature.
We watched this car get built up, and you've been pretty satisfied all season with it?
Yeah, this has been a great car. Since I've scaled it, I dinged it and banged it, and I haven't had to put it back on the scales, just fix whatever's broken and come out every Saturday night and have some fun.
Well, we've been enjoying watching you have all this fun, Darrell.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations for the season so far to date with the second place for the opening season of the Modifieds. Nobody really knew what to expect coming in.
No, it's not a bad turnout of cars, so, you know, it's going to take time. It's only the first season, and it'd be nice to see some more cars out, but I think everybody's having a good time.
Great. Thank you, Daryl.
Thanks, Glenn.
Now, as well, what we have here is a couple guys. They call them the Brown brothers. First of all, Dwight Brown, who won the feature tonight. Congratulations on the feature tonight.
Thank you very much. The R&B Motorsports car just ran perfect.
As far as helping out brother here, those last couple nights, you finally got this car back together again, and I don't know if winning helped so many.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt me. It might hurt him a bit. But I'd like to congratulate him. He did a great job.
Yeah.
He's, if I'm not mistaken, he's wrapped up 2 points championships tonight.
Yeah, he sure has. Congratulations on that, and we'll get to you in a moment.
That's a heck of a feat.
Yeah, indeed it was, and a heck of a feat on the feature tonight. Congratulations, Dwight.
And thank you very much.
Let's move along to Brother Graham here, the happy guy, the double champion for 95, the street stocks and the modifieds, and here we've got the car beside you. Yeah, I'll shake your hand. I'd be honored to shake your hand. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. The R&B Motorsports prepared cars, they just worked great tonight. After that restart, mine created a bit of a problem, but we'll work it out for next week and have it back ready to go.
Turned into a bit of a rough night for yourself. A little bit of damage to the car. Were you concerned at all?
I was upset a little bit about the damage, but that's basically why the car went away in the features, because of the damage. So we'll have to replace some parts, and we'll be back though.
Well, you've got another modified race to run next week, and we've got the celebration at the end of the night for all of our champions, and you'll be there for 2 of those. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there for that. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, and Newmarket Iron, Oakdale Collision, First Class Engraving, Texas Truck Exhaust, Stephen Rivets, NGK, Fram, Kendall, all you guys. Without your help, we'd never be able to do this. I'd also like to thank all my cheering stand, everybody in the stands that cheers for me, and everybody who comes to support me.
All right, good job.
Thanks a lot.
Well, behind him here is the championship car, and we'll just step aside and you get a look at the number 02 in the Modifieds. He won the championship this year for 1995, the inaugural season with the Modifieds.
Do you have any comments, questions, or suggestions concerning your community channel, Rogers Community 10? Please call the Rogers Response Line at 436-3500 or write to Rogers Community 10, 301 Marwood Drive, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H 1J4.
As always, before we wrap up, we'd like to thank Northern Truck Sales and Terry Robichaud, the number 38 late model driver, for their assistance with the bucket truck and getting us that great shot down the front straight. And what a night of racing we had, and it got some good stuff tonight.
Oh boy, we had a little bit of everything going on this evening. There's no doubt about it. We had some great races. We had a few incidents out on the racetrack from time to time. We had a couple of people come together, and we had one particular incident with a tire come off a wheel and bounce all the way through the infield and out onto the far side of the racetrack and not come in contact with anything at all, which is some kind of a miracle. We had a great evening tonight. Some tremendous racing. We were talking about earlier on tonight the possibility we might have a little rain shower type activity, and that never materialized, and instead we had some great racing.
And a champion in 2 classes. We can call it official for sure now. Graham Brown Street Stocks and the Modifieds. The first year for the Modifieds, and he's the champion.
A tremendous job. Graham Brown was there all season long, and one of the guys mentioned to me just before our broadcast tonight that earlier on in the season, I'd been talking about the guys and what a good job they'd done and how they had all this sponsorship and they had some great cars to run. And apparently about, from what I understand, it was about July or the end of July sometime, I said that Graham Brown had done so well because he'd been there and been there and been there and hadn't put a lot of wins together, but had just been in the top 3 or 4 just about every race he was in. Mm-hmm. And he said, you know, from that moment on, he'd won just about every race he got in. So that's right. He said maybe next year if we could start talking about him just sort of being there at the end a little earlier in the season, maybe it'll make it a little bit easier on everybody. But nonetheless, Graham Brown and his crew did a tremendous job this season.
And I remember those comments that you were making about all that. Now, as far as the Thunder cars are concerned, it's Ken Donaldson who came in tonight and leaves tonight the points leader and most likely the champion. As far as late model sportsman goes, that's still up in the air in some sense, but Mike Corton and Frank Battle. Frank pretty much said that Mike has it already. And super late models, we've got Jeff Hanley and John Owen. They're going to be going for it next week.
Boy, it should be a great week of racing. Make sure you come and join us. It's going to be hopefully we'll have a little bit more of this same kind of weather, maybe a little more sunshine to start out the evening. But all in all, we've got more great racing lined up for you. So if you get a chance, come on out and join us at Mosport International Speedway.
Absolutely, and do indeed, because we'll be here for the final night of points racing, and we'll also be here for the Invitational. So be sure to tune in for the next couple weeks of racing, as we've got the Super Late Models coming back. Hanley and Owen will be duking it out for the championship.